Would you like to go to the cemetery with me to meet some old friends?
The dead kobolds.
Literally
Sure.
loses 2 kidneys.
2 of them. You're just dead. Bye.
You'll slowly die over.
We
gotta do
got
our rolls.
insulin in this world, right?
We gotta do our rolls.
Oh yeah.
Daily T100, yay!
No.
What do you mean no?
I got a 73.
You're fine.
I got an
What are you
88.
88?
Watch this nat 100 as soon as it's done loading in. Sorry, it takes a second.
Oh my god!
Whoa!
It's a nat
Oh.
100 type of day.
Crazy. That's not 100.
Whoa!
Whoa! Look at me! I rolled 100.
That's
Yo, that's crazy.
Or wait, if you do it. Like,
So, did anyone else notice that they added the dark theme?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yes, sir.
I did not notice.
This is actually the 3rd time we've talked about it.
it
Oh,
is.
it is.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
I didn't.
Because
No,
every
no.
time somebody joins, it's like, we've got dark theme, motherfuckers.
Whoa.
Hey, yo.
Everyone turn on your 3D dice. Ooh.
It literally looks like I'm on Twitch right now because everything's black and purple.
Fudge rolls.
Wait, did they add a 3D dice?
No,
There's
our,
always been 3D
opinion.
dice.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
have
enable
that
it.
on. Hold on. Oh, I remember. Every time I use this, I have to change my browser to enable hardware acceleration. With it, I can't like stream things, and I normally watch movies with my girlfriend and stuff.
Okie dokes. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Aye, Captain.
Aye.
I did not hear you.
I said aye, Captain.
Aye, Captain.
Aye, Captain.
Not gonna lie, for some reason, the last session is a blur.
Yes,
Yeah, same.
We split up and talked to people.
Yes,
We Scooby
so
Dooed.
that was
We
towards the
Scooby
end.
did that shit.
Yes.
Yeah. We split up and all had
We
a very
found-
good session.
We found a very interesting job posting that pays a lot of money.
I vote that we don't split up at all this session.
I think that's gonna be impossible to avoid.
Well,
split up as little as possible.
well, my vote is there.
So we're all in the tavern together.
Yes.
So you have to choose one person to go in here. We all go.
So, as you've regrouped in the tavern and you've had your meals, and then you go ahead and lay down for the evening, I want everyone except Thaddeus to mark 1 gold piece, whereas he has to mark 10 gold
Oh,
pieces
yeah.
for the night.
I've
0 gold
paid,
pieces.
I've already paid up front for the added party.
You see.
But it's been you've paid for the party when did you pay it? When you met?
Oh, I
we
think you
talked about
talked
it was
about this.
3 days ago, and I've got 3 days left.
I have exactly 100 gold, so I'm giving him 10 silver instead.
You see, Passion.
Okay.
Don't
Wait,
let
so
this
did
not
you
simply.
pay for everyone, Blix?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we had this
For the
conversation
new
last
party.
time.
Yeah, for the added party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so for
Corey and Eve and Blake.
yeah.
Okay, so all of you are paid for, and then the old party.
Yep, and then Durst has his own house, so I don't need to pay shit.
Why is your dice black? I can't even see the.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, you need to pay taxes and that, but that will come.
You don't do that on
It's
the
a yearly thing. I don't pay taxes by the night.
You gotta change your colors.
Hold on.
How did you change the color on the die?
I didn't. It's just.
It's just dark mode.
No, it represents the color that you have picked for your profile.
Ah,
So like mine is
Oh.
this orange or brownish type.
Is that if you're in dark mode or whatever? No. What? Where is it? Oh, you
Wait,
mean?
but I can't. All
y'all
of
have
mine are
3D.
squished to the bottom, so I
It
can't.
represents
y'all have
your
3D.
I can't change my
when that
color.
happens, you have to go to video display in the settings, like audio and video, video display, reset player video, avatar location. You might have to do it twice.
No, first time worked. Okay, let's see.
Good stuff then. Okay, so everyone from the old party. So Ash when he comes, Danko, obviously Thaddeus pays 10, and then Strife.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta pay 1 gold piece for the night. Unless Danko... Is Danko even staying in that thingy?
He never did.
Okay, but you're staying in where? In the cart or
In the cart.
Okay, so I guess you're sleeping for free.
Well, he has to pay rent for the parking of the cart.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the toll fee.
It's like 2 copper.
I would like to resummon my steed over the night as a dog, as a mastiff.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. So you can do those things during the long rest, and so the evening fades away and the morning comes, and you find yourselves all sitting, having breakfast downstairs below your accommodations.
Would anybody like to go see some old friends of mine?
I would like the insight check. I'm just kidding.
It's a trap.
Roll deception, Dunkel.
Ah!
Yeah.
Mm,
Gory will just say yeah. He'll happily join you.
I don't see why not.
what kind of friends do you even have, Dunkel?
The dead type.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Do we still have a body with us?
What?
Huh?
Do you mean the dude? I'm pretty sure that dude is in the sewers somewhere.
Yeah, we left him in the sewers.
Got a random dead body in the sewers. We are so good at shit.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't know he was poisoned. Okay.
He did. We just throw him in the water.
I doubt that's the worst thing
Yeah.
floating around in those sewers.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
So, about that thing where I said we don't split the party, I'm going to the library.
Why?
I have reasons.
Why?
But you didn't want to split the party.
Yeah, but then I forgot the library existed. It's like, oh yeah, I was gonna do that.
The bookkeeper goes to the library.
Plus, didn't some people have a meeting they needed to go to?
Yeah, don't we have a meeting we're supposed to go to today?
There's a meeting.
Yeah.
So there's a morning trip to the library, and then when the meeting happens, I'm going to that.
Where's the meeting? What meeting?
At the city hall,
Do
it's
we-
with a tiefling with goat legs, or whatever his race is with goat legs.
So we've got the meeting. Do we know what time?
I'm gonna be entirely honest.
No.
I've been kind of clocked out for a few sessions.
What's a session?
It's a thing only smart people know about.
Don't worry, Dunkel. You'll figure it out when you're older.
I had a physical reaction to that.
When you're demented enough, you'll transcend into. Let's see. I don't have the time marks for when this meeting is.
Because Ash isn't here, but I guess he would share the information with you about the... So you've been invited around the noon to the guild
I
hall.
was right.
Yeah,
I
so
know.
crack of dawn, do my morning stuff, and then I'm going to the library, and then at noon I'm going to that meeting.
Okay.
As you're having this conversation, a person comes in through the door. A younger individual with pointy ears,
Never mind.
freckled face, and blonde short hair under a half hat that just goes around like a band around his head and like a small beak at the front of it. He's
Does he
got,
have
name.
a little nose ring with a gem in it?
he does not. But
Okay.
what he does have is a like a satchel that's across his body, and currently he's just opening it and just digging through it, and you just hear like a rustling, and then he pulls out an envelope, and then reads it, and states to the whole audience in the in dining area, anyone by the name of Crick?
That would be me.
All right, sir, coming
Also,
right
is-
up.
I was going to ask, because you were describing him as like a freckled kid, if it was not Ron, but I pictured Ron the entire time you described that kid when I was teaching him magic.
You're talking the boy that you met in.
I was picturing like Ron Weasley when he was a kid, like that.
I get
sniveling
that.
nose kid.
No, this guy is wearing like a postman attire,
Okay.
and so he walks up. Here you go, sir. One letter for you.
Well, I've been upgraded to a bigger library.
You own a library?
I bid you a good day, and then he just bucks.
I'll tip him,
Okay.
because that's what you do to postman at this age. Yeah, I'll give him a silver piece.
Okay. He grabs it. Appreciate that, sir, and then he leaves again, or like begins to leave.
You own a library?
I do, but it's not very big.
What's this?
I like how some games it's roll for dick size, and this game it's like all I can think is roll for library size.
Yeah, no, my tower has a library. It's like a bookcase, and it's not full, but it's a library, if you think about it.
Where do the books go when it disappears?
By memory.
How?
They're the books that I've read in my life.
I can't remember what I had for dinner last night.
I can remember things that happened a year ago. Don't worry about it.
I can't even remember what happened the other day.
So, I guess, is there a seal?
There is a seal.
All right, Ash. Welcome in. This is a prestidigitation moment where, I copy the seal with like a little...
Ash is muted.
Yeah, with like a little image, and then I'll just draw it. Or like I'll stencil it. And just pass it over
It's
to
like
Ash.
at the table.
Yeah.
Huh. An odd practice you have there. And I pull out a letter myself. You ever seen one like this? And I show you a passion. What was the description?
Yeah, okay, so currently as it stands, we have Thaddeus holding one envelope. And on this envelope, there's a familiar seal that you, Thaddeus, have seen on a center scholarly individual that was holding his capes together.
You're gonna have to
Redescribe
jog
it.
my memory. Yeah, jog my memory just a
Okay,
little bit
let
more.
me just find it so I can read it, so I don't mess it up. But my notes are so messy. There we go.
What scholarly individual?
The professor.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll go.
So, the symbol is shaped like a diamond shield, with an open book inside and a magic circle emerging from within the pages. It's in red, and then the letter that Snake has pulled out from his lapel. That the correct word to use here? Lapel? Lapel?
Lapel?
Yeah, that.
Lapel.
Lapel.
We'll teach you that English after.
Yes, please do. The one he pulls out is has a blue seal with a dragon's face on it.
Have you ever seen one like this?
Yeah, sure, I'll bite. Have I ever seen a seal like this before?
You have not.
Okay. Absolutely. And then I finish, stenciling the seal.
Okay, if
as
you're
best I
copying
can.
it, I will need you to roll. Wait, are you because you
I'm
have
using
the forgery kit.
prestidigitation. Yeah, I'm using prestidigitation to like just copy it as like a stencil.
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna trace over or like scrape over it with like charcoal
Okay.
on paper.
Go ahead and use your tools using your dexterity with advantage.
I am blind.
Well, I'm glad one of us can do it.
Whoops, that's intelligence. Subtract 4.
So
No. 2. Subtract 2 from that.
22.
Yeah.
Okay, very well. You copy it basically perfectly. And then, do you open the letter?
I do.
Okay, very well. Let me paste it for you. Alias. So here's the letter, and here is the text, in case you can't read it.
I do be blind.
Just to say,
Aim. Sorry, aim for midday. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not participating in your meeting, guys. I'm sorry. This is a very important thing.
We'll write you down.
Let's not
Okay.
split the party.
Yeah, unlucky.
we must not split the party.
Yeah. Words were said too early.
Look, I got priorities, all right? And those priorities aren't necessarily the group.
Damn.
You'll be fine. I have no faith in most of you except for Ash and Strife.
Scoochie, what were
And you know what? Blix. I have faith in Blix, but it's like he's not
Ouch.
gonna do something
Same Eve, like, jeez.
bad.
What
That's
did
good.
I
You want-
do?
She's the most
I don't know
evil
you.
one of them all.
Like in
She made a
character,
man
I don't
cry
know
in
you.
front of me.
And you do know Blix, you've only really known him when he was drunk as shit.
Yeah, but he's made it clear that he doesn't like crime. And the
Yes.
majority of the old party gets into a lot of trouble.
Talking about drunk Blix. Blix,
Yes.
I still have your wallet. Why did you give it to me?
You have my wallet?
Why did you give it to me?
I don't know. Can I have it back?
Sure.
How much gold do you take out of my wallet?
It's not the gold that's missing, is if there was copper pieces.
Okay, so that would be 9 copper you stole.
Basically.
Ernst gives
Popper gremlin.
Dunkel a nod.
I reattach my wallet to my waist and just mutter to myself, Mama always told me not to just misplace shit. But
Scoochie, what was it Strife had told Ernst to call him for now?
Scarf.
Scarf. Scarf.
Yeah.
About that job you and I had gone and acquired. May this letter, the one holding up the one with the blue seal, may be useful if we intend to do said job.
Which do you mean, the bounty or the?
Stealing the object.
Yeah. I was personally thinking just doing the bodyguard duty sounded easier.
am
don't
I in
even know what
earshot
you're
of this?
Yes, you're within earshot of this.
We're not stealing shit.
Do you
Is-
even know what you're
Should
stealing?
to that.
I'm gonna be honest. The dude that gave us that job has done nothing but talk down on us. And on the other coin, it just seems far easier to guard some people.
Yeah, less repercussions, just a lot of gold.
Stole the object. after guarding
Anyway,
it.
I'm glad that you all have a job lined up. I will hopefully be able to participate in that.
Well, who's going to come with me back to the guild hall then to sign up for the guard duty job?
I can go with you.
And Strife will raise a finger up like me too.
So
Alright.
who else meeting in the city hall?
That's not till this afternoon. We can do this in the morning and
Okay.
then, yeah.
Then morning stuff, Passion, what I talked to you about.
Okay.
I'll go with Dunkel to the cemetery or wherever he's going.
I'll go to the cemetery too. Is it okay if we just swing by the guild hall to sign up for that first and then head over to the cemetery?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds better.
Yeah, so our appointment's at noon. You do your morning stuff. You go to the appointment. And then the afternoon is all yours.
I'd like to tag along with Thaddeus to the library.
Okay.
What about you, Ash?
I think he's dealing with a flood, but he's listening.
Ah, yes, Ash is dead.
Dealing with a flood?
Yeah,
Ash is
flood.
dead. I forgot Ash was muted. He was. He has a cloth around
Ash,
his
you
mouth.
seem so talkative today.
We can never shut you up.
Oh no, Dunkel, maybe you need one of those power words to get him to talk.
Oh, you're right. A power word.
There is a dagger that is slowly being unsheathed, and Thaddeus is not making eye contact, but you feel his intent is towards your direction.
Okay, do we want to take off and say around 11:30 meet at the city hall?
Sounds good
What's
to
at
me.
11:30?
Works for me.
Dunkel, you know clocks exist, right?
Huh?
I'm gonna pull a Tom Shelby thing real quick, and I'm just gonna go to everyone and say no fighting, no fighting, no fighting, no fighting.
Accidentally brushes against you.
Fucking throws you through a window. I said no fucking fighting.
It's not fighting, it's beating someone up.
I don't start fights, I end them.
He's spitting
And
facts right now.
And I go to the library, and if Corey comes with, then that is the plan.
So with that said, a plan is set in motion, or multiple plans. First of all, if you had your breakfast, then mark 5 silver pieces, for the meal for the day.
Okey-dokey.
2 gold for me. I'm tipping for the party.
Okay.
Meh.
Out of curiosity, that platinum room not offer breakfast?
Okay, sure, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it makes only sense that it comes with all-inclusive kind of
Breakfast in
lifestyle.
bed.
Thaddeus do be the type of dude to ask for the most expensive room and get the audacity of an establishment to not give him breakfast as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
You
comes
forgot
in
to tuck
all-inclusive.
me in, good sir.
exactly.
That'd be a funny D&D character, just like a super pompous aristocrat, like borderline a Karen.
So, okay, So somebody in my IRL group, he's had a character concept rally around his head that he likes to talk about. It's called the Astocrat. It's a bard, and how he does stuff like hold person. It's wait there, and how he does like bardic inspiration is just telling somebody exactly what they're doing wrong.
That works. Okay, back to reality. Semi-reality.
Back to the reality. Oop, that
Um,
was
Fake
bad.
reality.
Fantastical reality.
So, I will do this. I will go with Blix alone. It's gonna be quick.
Not
and
even
then
2 minutes.
you figure out what you wanna do in the library. And then the rest of you are going to sign up for the quest, right?
Yes.
Sign up for the guard duty for the party and then head over to the cemetery.
Okay.
Yes.
Also, over the course of breakfast, I'm drafting a letter to Hans saying, "Shit came up and we can't steal the thing. Sorry."
Okay. That's fine. Okay, so
And
I
of
will-
course, more words than that, but you know.
Yeah, but general idea. Gotcha. Okay, I'll take Blix with me. Okay.
Okay.
So, you are headed How about I actually point you in the right direction on the map? So
if you want me to do a persuasion check to ask for directions, I'm more than happy to.
yeah. So the gate thingy is 14. Okay. Just by the western gate. That's where the military outpost of the Rain City is.
Okay.
14. What was it again you were asking about? So you were just sharing the information about the murders and the
Yep,
disappearances.
nothing incriminating, and letting them know that we were planning on looking into it and to see if I could get some kind of license to be able to use magic in the case of just this issue. I would also bring up an appeal to sensibility by saying, like, I'd rather us risk our lives instead of you having to risk your guard's life.
Okay. So what you're being told is that they actually knew slightly less than you. They are well aware of the 2 murders that happened, but they did not know about the break-in and the possible kidnapping that happened in Kigir's place.
Awesome.
While they learn that, they begin to send some people to investigate that, and continuing the conversation with you, the commandant in charge is growing more and more comfortable with you and sharing the information.
Yes, it's a very, like, I want to collaborate with you kind of situation.
And besides that, you actually look kind of similar to a guard because you're having the whole like armor, right?
Yeah,
and the
I've got my
helmet.
armor on. It looks much more official.
Exactly. So you just ooze the confidence and the officiality, if that makes sense. What they tell
Awesome.
you is they don't make the rules, so they cannot give you the allowance to, or they cannot give you the possibility of using the magic within the city. It's not something in their power. To do that, you have to find a higher organization or someone in higher up in seat high enough to be able to make such a decision. So unless you find someone and it comes to your mind, you have a appointment with someone quite highly ranked later today.
Okay. I actually don't know what the appointment is for, so I actually don't know.
But you're aware of it happening, so it would
Yeah.
be normal to strike your intuition that maybe asking there will be a better idea.
Okay. I would ask the captain if it's okay if I drop his name to help convince that person to assist me or assist in our mutual interests.
Okay. The captain is an elf. Captain Shadowsong.
Okay. And I'm gonna shake his hand, wish him well, and thank him for his time.
And he's gonna do the same, and thank you for sharing the information. And in case something comes up, he also asks you where you're staying currently, in case they need your assistance or they want to request your assistance in something.
I think it's a Jealous Angel Inn. I can't tell 'cause tokens are on top of it.
Yes, you are very much correct.
Yeah, I'll let him know and tell him to just ask for Blix
Okay.
if anything is needed.
Okay. And so, with much gratitude, he sends you back on your way.
Awesome.
Okay, let's jump back on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Passion, I don't want to be a dick about this, but I already forgot the name of the guy I just talked to.
Perfect.
I will just
I was
text you.
just about to write it down. It was Shadows something.
Shadow
thank you.
Secrets. Ooh.
Shadow something?
Shadow Mastiff?
Hey, yo.
Shadow Warforge. Ooh.
Hey, yo.
Okay, so Thaddeus and Corey, what is it that you're headed to library for?
I have no idea.
Are you assisting me?
Yes,
Okay, I see.
I'm tagging along.
There was a second thing that I wanted to look up, but I can't remember the specifics, so I'm just gonna go with the first thing this time.
Okay.
Which is the same thing as last time. Which was the symbol on Blix's hand.
Okay.
You're really obsessed.
Do you
I've
want to
been
identify it
thwarted.
again?
I've been thwarted
Yes, obsession on
10
internet mage.
times. I'm gonna get it eventually.
Love it when mage gets
Maybe you cannot access a godly power.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna fucking try.
Okay, go ahead and roll religion check with advantage if Corey's aiding. Before you roll, how are you aiding him, Corey?
Well, I do have proficiency in religion, so I might know a couple things. Plus, I'll just get books for him to make the research easier, and an extra pair of eyes. Like, I might not be smart, but I'm good in religion.
Okay. So
Maybe better for Corey to roll it.
Yeah. Do you
I only
wanna...
have a +3. I don't know what Thaddeus has, but
Same
I'm
problem.
assuming he's smarter than.
It's a
3.
+4.
Yeah. I'll offer him a different perspective on my different amount of topics.
Very well.
There is, before you like know what you're doing, you basically see Thaddeus like not really like talk to you. He's like on a mission, but he's rambling about this fire eye and how it doesn't match the tattoo. Or, sorry, the tattoo doesn't match the symbol exactly that was in the book the last time he was here, and that he had, and there's like bits and pieces of something like there has to be a different being responsible for this tattoo.
Have you considered the Infernal? Offers Corey.
He'd actually like stop to look at you. Devils, or the abyss equivalent demons?
Yeah.
One or the other, I believe, is more accurate than a deity.
Glances over at my dog for a sec. I mean, yeah, if it's all fiery, most gods don't really deal with fire. Except some sun gods.
What was the god's name again?
Helm.
Helm.
That's at least the one I assume it is, if it's the eye.
Yeah. That is, yeah.
I don't think it's Helm. Maybe a brother, a sibling, a rival?
Like trying to defame Helm or something, had a bad name on him.
Or mess with his followers.
Is Blix a follower of Helm?
Why else would he have a tattoo of the symbol?
Well, he didn't seem to know much about it.
And in that.
But yes, books.
Alright, so religion.
The answers will be in
Here
the
we
books.
go, 17.
17. You find slightly more information about Helm. There are books that mention the name and mention similarly different titles of his. Also, you find books by different cultures which call him by their names. Garth, Rutha. But in the end, all translate to the same thing. And the title always has to do with being justful and vigilant, carrying out the duty that was handed to him, or them, speaking of gods. But not much information is shared, as Pantheon of Helm is not very profound. There's not followers and no shrines specifically dedicated to the god. But there's also one book which you read about the same, or the proclaimed same deity, and there's a strange mention all of a sudden, where the author of the book mentions that sometimes gods are not the actual gods themselves, and even if they are regarded as ones, they are acting as messengers in a way. A theory that was posed many a years ago. And that is what you learn.
I'm gonna take out a piece of paper, I'm gonna write all this down, I'm gonna hand it to Corey. Give this to Blix. Preface it with, I knew something was different.
Okay.
Cool. You have fun at the meeting. I have something to do.
Okay, good luck with that.
And I imagine it took until noon to get all of that information anyway.
It took you a couple of hours.
Yeah.
At the same time, I would say the same time as it will take the other guys to go get the job and then. So that's what I'm gonna deal with now. Okay, so while the three of them are doing their own thing, the rest of you go together to the guilds hall and the merchant hall. And you want to sign up for the job.
Yes.
Yeah, the you posted it in game.
Who's the guard?
Okay, do you want to roleplay or do you just want quick information?
I mean,
I'm up for either.
same.
I'm up for either. Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
roleplay.
I'll go
Roleplay.
with roleplay. Okay, roleplay then. You woke up and again, it's the constant image where you just see a queue. It's just that the faces change, but the queue is almost constant. There are people coming and going from this place. Very busy, bustling with life. People running
I don't
about.
see a half orc, do I?
You do not see the same gentleman that so kindly was sharing certain information with you the day before.
Okay, good.
He's on a mission of his own.
I would have hidden.
In any case, you go ahead and you line up with the post in mind, or the post notice in mind. And finally, the queue begins to lower and lower and lower until you're the second ones in the line. And then the person in front of you walks away. And you see this Goliath lady that's sitting
Oh, no.
much taller than the rest of the ladies behind these tables that are serving like reception desks. And she addresses you. We change the music because I don't like that. Good day to you, madam. How can I help you today?
We were here to sign up for the guard duty for the.
The Wait,
Hello.
Surprise.
Lumi. Yes, the Lumifrasis estate. The grand banquet that will be taking place towards the end of this week.
Yeah,
And
that one.
you would like to take it up.
Yes, we would.
Very well. Let me just bring up the paperwork for you. And then she stands up and goes to a shelves behind them, and then she starts pulling out some papers, and then she comes back, sits down, and then places it in front of you, twists it, and then slides it towards you. Yes, I will need you to fill out the form, and then once you're done, we can basically finalize the whole process. As you are aware, the amount that you earn from the job, as you become affiliated with one of our guilds, as you can see, you have a choice of the three. Just mark whichever one you would like to work under, and
It's guild.
10% of the earnings goes to the guild.
Great
Okay.
company.
Now, is it 1,000 gold per group or per person?
per group. It's the whole amount.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was gonna say like that's a lot if it's per person. Okay. So I'll take the paperwork and go and start filling it out with everybody.
There's not that much information.
As
You
from
can
the
do it.
DMV.
You can do it. You either have to sign it with your name or the name of the group. However else you want to approach it, you just need to sign it as you in a way, or like affiliation of you.
Oh yeah, we combined our group names, didn't we?
Did you?
Did we have a group name? I don't even remember our
Yeah,
group
It's
name.
company. Oh wait, y'all didn't.
There was
Yeah.
Red and something else. I thought
Giant, I think. So I think it was Red Giant.
might have been Red Giant.
I thought it was Naughty Dog.
No, no, we will be sued.
It's Naughty Crest. Stop it!
So what do you sign it as?
Well, I would sign it as our group.
All right.
Which is
I don't know. That's why I was asking. I didn't know our group had a name.
Red
Well, do we sign it
Rangers.
as Red or Red Giant?
Red Rangers.
Please no.
What am I putting down as our group's name, guys?
Dragon.
I would just
Warriors of really shitty timing,
Red
otherwise known
Dragon.
as the worst.
The Red Worst.
The Red Dragon.
That sounds like another name for something not. I don't want to say
Yeah.
Red Worst.
Yeah.
The Red
Just-
Dragon.
I think just Red Company is fine.
No.
All right, Red Company.
okay.
Am I ignored?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay.
Shut up, Dunkel, you're not here.
I am.
Sorry, I'm not here.
Uncle is here.
There is another part of the whole process, if you don't mind. Signing it here signifies that you have taken upon yourself to protect the job, and you will fulfill it to the best of your ability. Now, with that said, you will have to go to Lumifrost's estate and meet with the man himself. He will conduct an interview with you and your group or companions, and if he deems you suitable group for the task, he will offer you the complete job, and then you will be able to sufficiently participate in it.
Okay.
Everybody on the same page. I'm all right.
I guess we've got to go to the Lumifrost estate.
No. Oh,
Wait, right now?
I asked the lady, is this something that we have to do immediately, or do we have to set up like an appointment, or?
I don't necessarily think the appointment is necessary, although it's preferably as soon as possible, as the banquet is going to be taking place in a number of days from today. It's best if you get prepared for the task in due time.
I look around, do we want to go just right now, or do we want to wait until we have the whole group, or?
I say wait.
where am I at the moment?
You're with everyone else. Or
All
like
right.
with this group in the guild hall.
Yeah, we're signing
go
up for
for
the banquet guard duty.
Ah, all right.
Alright, so we'll finish up there, and I'll tell her that we'll head over there probably later today after the meeting this afternoon.
Very well, yes. And here is a copy for you. And she like begins to rip the parchment in two, but not like rip it across, but like rip the two parts that were like one on top of each other. And as you wrote with the ink pen,
Like a carbon, like
Yeah.
a carbon copy on the bottom. Yeah, I got it.
yeah, like that. And then you have basically the same filled form on the bottom of it. And then she hands
Okay.
it to you.
I'll take it and hand it to Dunkel so he kind of stores things from what I've seen.
Paper.
I don't know if it's a good idea to give it to him.
Crumble it and stuff it into the bag of holding.
Hey, no!
Pack rat.
Stop you.
Well, I've seen like everybody else hand things to Dunkel to keep hold of, so that's why I'm handing it to him.
It
Yeah, that
depends
is
on
fair.
what it is. But understandable.
Okay,
All right, so once
Um,
we finish there, we'll head over to the cemetery. Yes.
Yes.
I suppose.
okay.
All right.
You leave the large building that the Guild and Merchant Hall is, and you begin to wander through the Plaza of Unity towards where the cemetery is, as you, or most of you, are well aware of the location of this place. While you cross the Plaza of Unity, there's a moment where you see a girl has a coin in her hand, and she's running away from her parents. And her mother shouts, "Darling, please don't run, and stay close." And as she hears it, she turns around, but the coin drops out of her hand, and it just swirls? Not swirls. It rolls. It rolls on the plaza. And it rolls quite a distance away, and she immediately perks up as she notices it, and then turns around back towards the coin and starts running after it. But just before she gets to it, there's a flash of white and blue, and the coin disappears in a grasp of a bird. A small bird. White feathers with this blue, almost navy beak with like a stripe that goes across its head and towards the back of its neck.
I feel personally attacked.
What?
Carry on.
What?
I haven't said what kind of bird yet. It's a white bird.
And
There you
it
go.
flies away and it heads for the city hall. And it disappears, and it's a small bird. And the girl begins to cry, and the
I shoot the
mom...
bird.
I'll walk on
No,
it.
no, no. I'm
Shoot
gonna
the
run
bird.
over. I'm gonna run over to the little girl,
Before
and I'm
you
gonna
do,
pull out. Okay.
her parents walk up behind her, and her mom places her hands on her shoulders and goes, "Don't cry, darling. It's said to be a good luck if Treasurer White grabs your coin. Better this way." And then they stand up and they begin to walk away as you approach them.
I'm
I was
gonna
going over too.
approach the little girl, and I'm gonna crouch down to her level,
Huh?
and I'm gonna pull out a gold coin, and I will hand it to her and say, "I hope this replaces what you lost."
I'm aiming at the bird with a crossbow.
Okay, go ahead with
Don't go
disadvantage.
firing it.
Please don't. Please do not.
Don't.
So she looks towards her parents, and
I don't think it's.
she's almost like asking for if that's okay to grab the coin from you. And the parents make eye contact with you. Go ahead and just roll general persuasion for me. See how kind you come across with your dark outfit.
No, I don't. I'm not wearing my dark outfit.
Are you not?
No, remember I've got the dark hair now. I posted a picture and
Hey,
That's
you're still
weird.
in disguise.
Yeah, the disguises
I-
are not
She's a
looking shady.
changeling. What do you think?
Yeah, her disguise is not looking shady. I. By the way, I'm in my human form currently. I mean, I'm human. Yeah. Asher Drake Warden is back. Everybody.
well, I guess she is still wearing dark, but not like face covered dark.
Okay, so your face isn't covered.
My face is not covered. I just posted a picture in general chat.
Okay, thank you. Have a quick look at it. Oh, okay. But still, just go ahead and roll it. DC is lowered for it now, since you're not masqueraded.
Oh,
Okay, but you have plenty of bonuses, so you're fine. Parents look at each other and then smile and... Go ahead, honey. She grabs it, pinches it from your fingers. Thank you so much.
Of course, sweetie.
and then she like just giggle, and then starts walking away with her parents. And
Before she walks away, I'm gonna kind of ruffle her hair and smile at her and
Okay.
stand up.
and she laughs it off, and as they begin to walk away, the mother just continues eye contact, but she's smiling, and then she nods and they disappear into the crowd.
I'm not.
I just as like a note because I'm not gonna change anything that just happened there. Oswald would not want to be in a library for 4 hours,
Obviously.
so he'd probably be on the library and just looking for shit that's going down.
Okay. Go ahead and roll persuasion for Oswald.
Persuasion.
Perception, my dude.
Yep.
13.
I did go through. Okay.
He notices the group, although he cannot really discern what exactly is happening in the crowd.
He just sees Dunkel like aiming at something in the sky, and he just sort of cocks his head and is like, "What is going on here?"
Dunkel puts away the crossbow behind his Hontai robes, and then he just like mounts his steel defender.
From there, you continue on, cross the Plaza of Unity, go between the blocks of buildings, passing near the Bronze Tankard Tavern, and then crossing the train tracks, or the train road. Horse train road. You pass the Church of Light and Law, a familiar place to someone who's not with you. But I believe, Blix, you attend this place as well, if I'm not mistaken.
On occasion, yes.
Yes. Okay. So you go past it, and then continuing through a little more buildings, you finally find yourselves in front of a large space with just tombstones and crypts, surrounded by a high fence with spikes atop it.
Here. Now, you see, everyone, I'm looking for 3 different types of names. One goes by the name Frey. She was an elf. The other one, the name of Tommy, a human male. And last but not least, Max, the dwarf male. If you can help me find these names, that would be perfect.
By the way,
Mm-hmm.
Tommy isn't the one whose dad I met, is it? I can't remember the name.
No, not at all, not at all.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I'm gonna insight check that.
Alrighty, I'm gonna roll what's necessary.
That was a. So I'm going to.
That's
I'm
a
going
roll
to
off.
help-
Roll again,
I'm going to
guys.
Help Eve.
Help Eve.
2 negative ones facing off.
Definitely.
Just roll your separate one.
Bad liar versus bad investigator.
Whoa.
Damn it! The
My.
dice do not like me today.
At first, you begin to question Danko's motives, but then you look at him for a second and you realize he's kinda cute. I think he's telling the truth.
This old
Kind of
kobold.
old, decrepit, and
Not
definitely
cute in a pretty way, okay?
endearing. Endearing lizard.
At least he's only a couple weeks filthy and not several years filthy.
You're right.
So,
You have the urge to put braids in his hair.
Y'all guys are
Much-
so lucky
he
that y'all
doesn't have
didn't
hair.
experience Dunkel's
Yep.
first cleaning.
oh my gosh, much to Dunkel's chagrin, he wishes he was 10 years dirty.
He looks 10 years younger as a result, though.
Exactly. Okay. Well, yeah, that's the names we're looking for.
Alright, is there something you want us to roll for us to look around and
Yes, how do you go about this? Do you all go as a group, or do you split up?
I'll split up.
Yeah, I'll assume we split up.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're all in the same place. We're just looking in
Yeah.
different areas.
Okay,
Frey,
so
Tony, and who else? Sorry.
It was Max, Tommy, and Frey.
Oh, Tommy and Frey. I thought you said Tony, not Tommy.
I didn't realize I was dead.
Dang. Yep, power words, people. Power
okay,
words.
so
words.
in those two groups, who's leading? So I will have you roll two separate rolls to see if you can find the tombstones, and then you can get assist from the people in your group, so you can roll it with advantage. But I need 2 representatives.
Alright, I am not rolling well, so I suggest somebody other than me rolls.
That sounds fair.
So how
Currently
about
don't have.
Danko and Ash, as Ash is splitting up, I believe, as well. Are you able to roll, Ash?
I currently don't have my roll 20
Okay.
able to
I mean,
get up.
I can roll 2
We'll do one.
because
Okay,
I'm...
so
Yeah.
I was about to say Strife can
Yeah,
roll
so
for me
Stri-
because he's a lot better.
Okay.
well, he's got perception, high perception for sniffing, not for seeing.
Right. Well, I mean...
You're not
I still
sniffing
have
their
no
dead
more
bodies, are you?
perception.
Well,
I don't think so, but it's still worth a try it to...
Yeah, no, definitely. So,
Hold on 2 seconds. Okay.
yeah.
hi.
Character sheet.
Can you hear me at all like this?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah?
I can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
What's your situation, Ash? Yeah.
Well, I'm currently. My grandfather's brother is doing too well, and he's up in his 90s, so we're actually heading down Florida from the other side of the country.
Yeah.
The double distance from between Edinburgh, Scotland, and Spain. We're driving that to go see him for a week.
Oh, damn.
So
Okay. Well, hopefully everything goes well and nothing goes wrong, nothing happens.
just a 2,000-kilometer drive.
Yeah. Okay. Strife. Danko, do you want to roll separately then?
No, I'll let Strife have advantage on this.
Okay. So we're having
Okay.
one roll, but
Do I even need it?
I
I'll
mean,
still use
maybe you will
advantage,
not
but-
roll, even higher.
Okay, all right. We'll see if I roll higher.
Nope. Okay, 20.
Yeah, I figured a 20 was fine.
You begin your walk through the cemetery, and except for the massive hole in the walls of the city, that's currently there's like balustrades and like supports set up alongside the 2 bits of the wall that are opened up.
Mhm.
You see a plenty of guards atop the wall and just watching over the place. But walking through the cemetery itself, you notice there's a number of people. Some who bring flowers to their deceased, some who just come over to share their daily struggles with their no longer present family members or friends. With that said, you come across to a part where a more pristine looking tombstones are, and you begin to look at the names on the tombstones, and what catches your eye is there are titles like Captain, Mercenary, Good Friend, and then you come across and you notice a single tombstone which atop says Chirping Leaves Memorial,
That's it.
and below it a number of names, amongst which
Amongst us?
amongst
Among
which
Us?
you notice there's Max, Tommy, and Frey written on the tombstones.
Is there a fourth name?
There's additional few names, but
Is there a fourth name?
there is not.
Wait a minute, what?
You didn't get a grave, nerd.
I know! That's what I'm saying! And they're like, fuck this kobold.
You get your own grave, Dunkel. It says died like a bitch.
Damn, that's cold.
That's cool.
That's cold bulb.
Pieces of shits.
Today.
That's what Jungle says out loud. As he
After he
notices this.
tortured Tommy's father and made him
Oh,
think about his dead son.
wait, you did what? No,
When we went to the guild hall in the last one, I met Tommy's father and made him cry because Dunkel came up behind me and said, "Ask about Tommy."
oh no. It's Ashley.
Dunkel's kind of evil, yo.
I mean, kind of.
It's Ashley.
Damn, Tommy really didn't win the gulag.
I mean, one thing that I did learn from Tommy was that one song that I played for him.
We have this song. What I know, mate.
The only one song that I remembered.
Okay, what are we doing with this? We found this grave. What are we doing here?
Well,
Want
it was
me to
just
try to what?
It was for my own personal information to know something.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone grab a shovel.
Pulls out
Well,
shovel.
I don't
Broad
think I'm
daylight.
pretty sure there's no bodies in the grave because at least I know Tommy's isn't going to be there because they said his dad said they didn't. He just never came back. So
If it's an adventure memorial, most of the bodies are probably elsewhere for other adventurers to loot on adventure.
He's beneath the ground somewhere, I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
Uncle's still looking for at least the name Mech.
Go ahead and roll your own perception check then. Angered in the absence of the name, you begin to walk around the tombstone and checking if there's something on the other side perhaps, but nothing catches your eye.
Guys, I think I've been caught. Caught.
God.
well, maybe you shouldn't be doing bad things, Dunkel.
I didn't do bad things.
Well, you can't get caught if you're doing good things.
What? There are situations where-
I would disagree with that. Actually,
I was going to say, there are good things that you can do that you still get caught by.
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like something good the way you said. I think I've been caught, guys.
I think I've been caught, guys. I think they know that I'm still alive.
I would think that.
Is that all we came here for, or was there something else we came here for?
Oh, that's it, unless you have other things to look around for.
I don't.
I've been interested in the holes in the wall, and one of them's here, so I'm gonna look at how heavily the guards are stationed around this exit.
I just had an epiphany.
So
Dunkel.
with the previous roll of Strive and just giving you the same information, it looks watched over quite vigilantly. There's a number of guards that are set up on both sides towards the outside and the inside of the wall. You can see that they hold heavy crossbows, as well as currently there's a couple of guards set up beneath the walls, just where the opening is, and they are standing guard and watching the opening itself.
Quick question: is there somewhere I can duck to get coverage so that people can't see me?
I mean, yeah, there's plenty of tombstones and everything.
Is there like a mausoleum or something I can step inside where other people wouldn't be able to see me? Because I want to cast detect magic so I can see if there's any magic residue on the wall where the hole is.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you can certainly duck down behind one of the tombstones, or you can go into one of the open crypts with many tombs set up inside of it for like more important individuals.
All right, I'll step into one of the open crypts, is one that is not occupied currently by anybody else.
You managed to find
and I'll
one.
I'll cast detect magic and then come back out to take a look at the wall.
Okay. You go ahead and roll perception check for me. Three.
Well, it's an improvement.
I am just
From a 0.
not really. I did a 11 earlier on insight.
Wish I could give you luck.
Say this. It's
Service? No, I'm still listening.
It's surprising how
Can't get into roll 20 on my phone, so I'm just gonna listening in mostly.
Oh, Ash, we can hear you.
yeah. Okay. Anyways, you just looking at the wall, you notice how a massive chunk of the wall is missing, and it's very strange in a way that it's just here in one spot. But in any case, you don't see anything magical. There's no residue
so there's
or anything.
no residue or nothing that's like glowing or anything.
Nope.
Okay.
Uncle's reaching into his like bags right now, looking for something.
Okay. Probably
Readers.
rotten
I was
eggs.
just curious if it had the same as the cut from the building to make sure it's not the same person doing these things.
It's not a clean cut. It's like rubble everywhere. Most of
Okay.
it, the main part of the wall that crumbled has been cleared up. So there were graves that were damaged. You can see that coming up close to the opening. Though the graves that were not completely destroyed by the crumbling of the wall still remain, and you can see like cracks on them, scratch marks, and just like remnants of what was of this part of the wall. And because there's currently 2 sides of wall renovations, they are concentrating on the one on the other side as opposed to this one. So this one is just standing, and the supports are there so that the wall doesn't fall any further. It doesn't crumble anymore.
Okay. I'm going to, for any of the damaged ones that I see, I'm just gonna go over and kind of wipe them just to make sure they're cleaned off at least.
Okay, very well.
Okay, out of character right now. Does anybody have the parchment note that we got from that one house? It was talking about like a location, and it was where we got the cult mask.
Durance has it, if I recall correctly.
Perhaps.
I believe Strive has it.
Has what again?
The
Parchment that you got from the house that we broke into.
Oh yeah, I have it.
Okay, perfect. I can't find it. Hey, Strive.
Yeah, I have it. It's right here.
Okay, perfect. on that piece of paper, I think when I was thinking about it, and once I read it, I was relating it to this place. I don't know, but it could be the location of where these cult members may be coming.
Huh. You might be right about that.
But we could look around for at least a hill with these ferocious flapping wings. I don't know.
Let's try
Something
it.
like that.
Let's
Yeah.
try it. Should we both roll perception for that, or
One
how
of
does
you
this
with
work?
advantage.
I think we
You
should
go for it?
just both roll.
Okay.
And so you're trying to find out what exactly?
We're trying to compare it to the piece of paper, the parchment, seeing if there's like any similarities, like the hill with the ferocious flapping of wings, or if this sounds like, you know, that like paper we thought was like kind of cult-like, like, hey, a meeting place in a week.
Yeah.
We're seeing if this is
Flapping
related to that at
beautiful
all. We're
wings.
seeing what about it is similar, if at all.
Sorry, out of character thought. Cult meeting in a week, and we have guard duty in a week.
No, it was in 2.
Yeah, but
Within the next
yes,
fortnight.
Fair, yes.
the timing is probably going to be either on the same day or it's close. It's just a thought.
It's just, it says in a village long forgotten, and I was like, this has to be the cemetery. People forget about the dead sometimes, and it's quite sad. But
Yeah, they
like,
forgot about you.
Yes.
It could be the old fort. This was built on an old fort. Like, wherever that might be.
Okay, for the purposes of this, because you're not really trying to perceive things, you're more of a roll investigations instead. Or insight, whichever one you like.
Investigation versus insight. I'm just gonna roll investigation.
Oh, it's a nat 20.
Strife?
I guess I'll roll too.
Yeah,
just be
because it's
included.
instead of your perceptions, because perception doesn't apply here.
I mean, I don't think mine was gonna matter anyway.
Walking across this place, there's no hills. It's a flat ground, which already says something else. And also, the mention of a village. The village. This is a city. And the cemetery itself. It doesn't seem right to call it a village.
Fuck. May have done is stupid.
I mean, could it be the site where the in the sewers, where the thing is that we were gonna go check out later at some point? Because if it's buried, I'm guessing that something got built over it, and maybe it was
What about the wings?
in the middle of the city. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, we haven't been down there. There might be something with wings down there. Maybe that's why people keep disappearing, because the cult keeps killing them.
I'll be right back a moment. I gotta go get something to drink.
What's the
I don't know.
the time outside right now? Like, where's the sun position?
It's before noon. So before the times that you're set up to meet with your
I'm
individual...
just trying to see if we have enough time to go down
connections.
there just to check it out.
No, I don't think we want to do that as well. We're split up. We would want to do that all together.
Alrighty.
Yes. We should probably go
All right.
gather.
So once we're done there, I guess, are we gonna head back? Are we heading to the inn, or are we heading straight to town hall for that?
I would say the city hall after this.
Yeah, the time is nearing.
Yes.
All right, we'll start heading towards city hall then.
Yep.
Although there's some people that are gonna have to drop their disguises.
True. Mine's kind of hard to drop because we
Strife,
literally
Strife, I've got a straight razor, and I'm ready to help you lose that
No.
disguise.
You just
No.
changed your haircut.
No, we dyed my hair.
Yeah, we.
Yeah, so you changed your haircut.
He's stuck.
Yeah.
He's stuck.
If you
Alright,
just
well-
say, well, he fell into a vat of bleach, you know.
Okay.
Asher Drake
He
Warden is
pissed
here to help.
off the house,
You-
the
you-
maid at the inn, and she just sprayed him with some bleach.
You know I can always dye your hair back, right? It's not gonna be your original hair color, but it will just be similar.
It's like having black hair, bleaching your hair so you could dye it, saying, nah, never mind, and then dyeing it black again. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Your hair won't like you. But it'll be...
And especially since Dunkel's a bit of an alchemist, so it's nothing too hard to make of a coloring.
We're not shaving Strife.
Yeah,
Look at that picture. You would look so cute.
That's not cute. That's untitled.
Heresy. I can no longer be a prideful Leonin if I'm literally butt-ass naked.
What's this I hear about heresy?
What?
I got back in just in time to hear heresy.
No, they want to shave me.
Oh, that is heresy.
Hair. Sorry.
Hair is get it?
Hairlessly.
Hairless. Yeah.
Hey, Blix, I've got a letter from Thaddeus. for you.
Okay. What does it say?
Well,
It's been like an hour. I will give you the cliff notes from my brain. Something or other, it is probably an entity that is like
impersonating
in a way, or like acting
Messenger.
as a messenger instead.
It is likely not Helm directly that has given you this gift.
I'm just gonna laugh and say, silly Thaddeus, thinking all the answers are just in books.
A lot of them are.
So I do have a
surprising
question.
amount of them are.
You worship Helm, right? That is God
Yes.
you worship? Okay, good. I just wanted to check.
He worships a demon. Ooh.
Who
What is
doesn't?
that?
I don't know.
Doesn't
The fire
worship
suggests
demon.
devil more than demon, but
Yeah, they
What
all
is the
like
hell?
fire. He's like an obscure god. He doesn't even have any shrines or stuff.
yeah, it's totally hip.
It's like a really niche god.
It's a
Makes it
dragon.
I
It's
worshipped
kind
him
of-
before you worshipped him.
Like, it's
Kinda
kind of
thing.
weird for worshipping him. Like, most people don't really call him, like, their patron deity. You're really weird, Blix. You're such a weirdo.
Okay.
It's okay.
That seems to be.
Any of y'all would like to worship a dragon?
The
So
dragon
you-
is
you don't-
tender.
I do believe my dance card is full on that situation.
Yes, worships and no.
Worship Cinder. He's the new incarnation.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
it
probably
should
work
be
on my phone
around
now.
11:30.
Word.
Do we want to actually go into the city hall, or do we want to bullshit out here?
Real
Yeah,
quick,
let's go
we're not
inside.
turning somebody's mount into a god.
Why not?
You stay away from Cinder, okay?
No, we're only turning a mount into a demon or devil or something or that.
Yeah.
sort.
Why would
Look
we
into
turn
Helm.
Cinder into a god? I mean, look at that. It'd make a really good pair of leather pants.
Then
No.
there
Going
is
to
a
die
god.
today.
Come
What
on,
are you talking about,
Silica.
Blix?
Leather
No,
pants.
I thought Blix was supposed to be the good guy.
Blix, I would eradicate you if you hurt Cinder.
Damn, that says
But-
a lot. I've only seen him eradicate kneecaps, not whole ass people.
You guys been investigating a murder. Well, there's going to be a second murder with the same type of weapon, and you're going to know.
No wonder how your body
Yes,
got
a
spread along the
second
cobblestone
murderer.
and
Yes.
I jest. So, shall we go inside?
Suppose.
So, as you finish this conversation outside and you begin to head inside, Thaddeus, you, I understand, begin to head your own way.
Yeah.
Okay. So you find yourselves inside, and immediately you notice individuals in this place, people working here or just coming in place of business, wearing very smart attires. Nobility, high-ranked individuals, just people of influence within the city, all gathered in this one place. And
Are you sure you don't want to be with us, Thaddeus? These seem like your kind of people.
My kind of people are at a different location where I'm going to.
Understood.
Yeah.
Magic book.
He's going to Comic-Con.
I'm going to
Full of
college.
He's going to college.
Hey, yo.
I have an
so,
open campus today I have to go to.
passing by the groups of people as they eye you up and down as you walk in, being dressed less than desirably in this place
Hey,
of
I've got
business.
full plate. Or
Oh.
I've got full armor.
Some of you.
I've got noble clothing.
Go ahead, skin
Have relatively
One
no.
sec.
I'm not dressed like a spy or anything. My face isn't covered. I'm wearing like.
You're not dressed as a spy,
Yeah.
but Dunkel is.
Listen, while
Trust
all of you
don't-
might be considered like positive or at
And
least
then there's
neutral,
Dunkel.
there's Dunkel who's -5.
Yeah.
He's just a different
We've got a
vibe.
dirty kobold. Dunkel
Dirty
remind me to
kobold
give
on
you a
top
bath
of a
later.
steel defender.
Dunkel
what is
remind
this,
me
man?
to give you a bath later.
What's a bath?
It's gonna be a good experience for
Do you have
at least somebody else.
prestidigitation?
No.
No, don't do prestidigitation. Thaddeus did that once.
Yeah, Dunkel might. I don't know. You want to be put back into the second floor of Thaddeus's tower?
The
No.
Actually, I do have prestidigitation.
second floor of Thaddeus' tower.
You could
Remember-
clean him off. Just not here in
That's
front of
gonna
everybody.
that's gonna be something for later.
something later.
Okay, and you
Jesus.
approach the front desk, and the man sitting behind her. What is your business here today?
I will present the letter.
Thank you. Ah, yes. Meeting with Marcus O's II. Surprising that your scrawny bunch was invited by him, but it's not my business to.
I
Anyway,
do resent
Oh, it
that.
is not.
I just want to say it's good that Thaddeus isn't there.
You
follow up this way.
Uncle
Head up.
murmurs under his breath. Fuck that man.
Room number 103. And you are being given a direction in which to head within this place.
Room 103, and who is this?
Marcus O's II.
That's the one we're meeting. The guy we're talking to is just a random clerk.
Should I disguise
Yes.
myself inside the room?
No.
Okay, I'll knock on the door.
Okay, finally. Also, walking through this place, you notice there's guards on every corner. 'Cause-
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that. So, for the guards here, do we see any of those anti-mage knights or any of the birds that looked like they were heading towards City Hall earlier?
Well, you don't see any birds. And the guards, you see a number of them, but you don't seem to notice any of them with the green gem in the middle of the chest plate.
Okay.
So you finally arrive at the room.
I knock on the door.
Very well. You hear a voice coming from inside. Please, come in.
I'll open the door and hold it open for the rest of the party.
Make my way in.
As
Step through.
Yep.
you all
Go
make
rides
your
on
way
in.
in, one by one. Oh,
What's the seating situation? Is there enough seats for everyone?
no, there is not.
I have
I'll
my own
stand.
seat.
There's actually no seats
I
at
mean,
all.
Dunkel comes with his own seat.
Yes,
so-
he's already writing in with his own seat.
That's true. There's actually no seats at all. He has his seat behind a desk that's in the middle of the space of the room, but there's no chairs. There's like bookshelves with like different books, and
Oh,
just
have
like
no
a
seats.
drawer, best of drawers. But yeah,
I'll stand at attention.
I'm gonna like lean back against the wall because I have no idea what we're here for. I just know that we were invited to come. So
I will approach and bow. It is a pleasure to meet you.
and it's good to see you too, Usher Drake Warden. I'm glad to see you and your companions. But I see you've changed your attires as well as you've gained a few other individuals within your party.
Yes, we've made many connections in the city.
In any case, are you doing well?
Very.
It's good to hear. I called you over here, and he stands up and he begins to walk to the right of the desk, and you can hear just the hooves clatter with each step. And then he leans on the desk, and then he continues. I've called you over here as you seem like a promising bunch, and I would like to see what you are worth. I know it sounds very abrupt, but I have no ill intentions in mind. I would like you to pick up a job from a guild hall. And,
we already have.
oh, have you now? What is
Yeah,
it?
we're picking up the guard duty for the banquet.
Oh. Now, that's perfect. I am glad to hear that. Well, with that
We
said,
still need to meet with oh gosh.
Ross.
Clansish
Yeah.
Mender Lumifras. He's very popular around this area.
Yeah, we still need to meet with him to get his approval. Do I suspect that maybe you could help with that approval?
I cannot help you with approval. The interview is conducted by Lumifras himself, and I don't have any input into his decision making.
Okay.
right.
Do you,
I can-
by any chance, could you provide us with like a letter of recommendation type of a thing, or?
I can give you word of advice.
Okay.
Lumifras is a short-tempered man. He likes when things go his way, as well as he likes when people that he employs stick to their duties. He will look for proper attitude towards your guarding job, as well as he will expect you to take utmost care in performing it.
Okay.
If you're able to satisfy his needs, and I doubt there will be much problem, he will employ you without a problem. But just try and not to tip him over. He's very... what should I describe him? Unlikable when he loses his temper.
So,
see.
I have a question.
What is it, my
Why
cobbled?
is he hiring people from the guild?
He wants
Ignore the whole
competent...
entire issue.
He wants competent individuals. He knows that he can rely on the guardianship of the guild, as they do not want to hire just anyone. And if they were to fail, the consequences fall upon the guild themselves, and if you were to terribly fail at your job, let's call it, consequences could be dire.
See. How well do you know them?
Sorry?
How well do you know them, Ross?
I can't understand the last part, Ash.
How,
No.
how well do you know?
No, what?
How well
No,
do you know
Lumifrost.
Ross?
Lumifrost. He's not a person I like to spend my time with. But from what I know, he's a good patron to the city. He provides majority of funds to certain institutions, organizations, as well as general financial support for the guards and such. One other thing is, I know that he's into his antiquities. But I don't have much interest in that, personally.
This is a state of business.
Hard to pinpoint what exactly he's doing. Part of it is his family heritage. He's been passed down a large sum, as well as a position within the circles in the city of Rain. Holds certain amount of power within his grasp, especially with his aid to those organizations, and people running them, they stay loyal to him. To my knowledge, he's not a bad person, although I may as well be wrong about that.
Excuse me for being too forward about this, but you don't seem to be on friendly terms with him. Is that a correct assumption?
I wouldn't say friendly. We are just acquaintances. I have met him maybe a number of times. And I will be attending the banquet myself. And frankly said, I'm going there for the least amount of time I have to spend there in order to satisfy the needs of people in my circles.
Do you mind me asking why you seem so interested in us taking this job?
Like I said, I am interested in how well you can be trusted.
Can I inside check this?
Yes, you can. 18. Yeah, he has intentions of testing you for something. You don't know what, but he wants to see if you're capable to carry out duties.
See if we're trustworthy of
Exactly.
handling something serious. Okay.
Exactly.
Is the banquet for any special occasion, or is it just does he like throwing them?
Well, Lumifraz does like to throw fancy parties around. But this one is actually in a certain cause. It's a fundraiser for the city. It will be so that the walls can be continued and perhaps finished in the near future, while satisfying those who require such occasions to, as some people would call it, blow off some steam.
I see.
Okay. So, do you know if there's any particular reason why he wants, well, such high quality guardsmanship, or is it just because fancy party he wants good guards?
I think it's the second. The latter. He just wants a protection of high quality standards as to not allow for any mishaps to happen during the party. Although so far nothing has come up, and I doubt anything will come up this time as well, but nevertheless he's a man of precautions.
Is this by any chance related to the murders that have been happening?
The unrest.
undoubtedly it has pushed certain people to take particular measures in order to counteract any harm coming their way. Perhaps Lumifras is afraid of his banquet attendees. He's afraid of their health.
Okay.
With a high security in place, he wants to avoid any reputation destroying events taking place.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Murder on the loose, you're throwing a big party.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad that you've actually picked up the job before I even said anything about it. I hope that everything goes well and that I will get to see you again. Once the deed is done, after the banquet, please come again and see me.
Well, I thank you for your time, sir, and I will give him a bow.
Yours. And then he will bow as well, and then you see he's got like these sleeked back hair that goes between these like ram curling horns. And as he bows towards you as well, a piece of hair just goes forward, and then as he stands up, he like fixes it with this like handsomeness and like grandeur to him, despite his later age. And then he fixes his tuxedo, and then he sees you off as you begin to leave his room.
It has been a pleasure. I will
Likewise.
be looking forward to seeing you at the banquet, and if I can help it, I'll keep Lumifrost distracted long enough for you to make your leave.
No, Asher, that would be the possibly best thing you could do for me in that situation. I would very much appreciate that.
Be well.
And you'll be well as well. And then you all leave, and he closes the doors behind you.
So you see, Oswald, that is why I decided not to go to the meeting, because I have a feeling it's going to be nothing.
You just feel the talons digging into your shoulder, Danko.
Where did you come
Oswald's
from?
with Dunkel. Okay, yeah, no, that's canon
You
now.
you just appeared out of nowhere.
As soon as we leave the building, immediately lands on Dunkel.
What's Perch in Dwarven? That should be his middle name.
Brave perch idiot.
Yeah.
That would be iconic. Okay, anyway, with that, I will leave you and I will go speak with Thaddeus alone. And you can figure out what you want to do next. Which I pretty much know what
in Dwarvish, Perch doesn't have a translation, but stand is Zana. Zanna.
That actually sounds cool.
Vista Zana Dunkel. Yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway.
Hey, Thaddeus, I will grab you. Righty. You head towards the Flayers Academy as dictated by a very much appreciated letter that you were awaiting for quite a while. And you find yourself seeing the same green peaks of the towers of the academy being broken in the line of sight by the buildings that you're crossing. And finally you emerge from the streets and you're standing right in front of the Flayers Academy itself. You see an open gate and students wearing this off-white and green robes walking in and out of the gate, currently probably going on their lunches. And you see guards set up outside the gate.
I'll approach a guard. Like there was a thought like I'll just walk in, but no, let's do it straight.
Can I help you, citizen?
I'll just provide the letter.
What is this? He grabs it. Oh. He like taps it and like the page like shudders, like makes like a sound as he does. He looks towards the other guard. Seen this? And then he passes it to him. Well, I guess he's free to pass by. He hands you back the letter. You can go in.
Thank you.
Okay. You currently find yourselves on the school grounds. Surrounded.
The first thought that goes through his mind at that exchange is, this is a school for very intelligent individuals, yet the people that protect it are idiots. All right.
So, what is it that you're doing?
The letter didn't designate a meeting spot.
Nope.
Just said enter the campus at midday. Um, I'll go in, I guess. I'll just go into the school.
Okay. Walking across the field towards the main building of the academy, you are met with looks and gazes by the students, varying in ages. You see children, maybe 8, 10 years old, up to adults of all kinds of races, shapes and sizes, colors even. And as you make your way through, you're being approached by one of the students. Can we help you with anything? What is it that you're looking for? You don't seem to be one of the students, as your attire wouldn't pose that.
Here on business, do you speak to Professor Ogog?
Ah, you're here to see Professor Ogog, yeah?
Indeed.
Well, he like eyes you up and down. Do you need someone to show you around, or do you want just directions? I know where his room is.
You're on lunch, correct?
I am, yeah?
Are you doing practice?
Well, not currently. What is it to you?
If you were to judge your abilities on a scale from 1 to 9, what would you say they were?
Obviously a 10. Who do you
Really,
take me
you
for?
could wish for anything in the world to appear before you.
Yeah. If I so desired, yeah, I could.
Impressive.
I know. I'm a student of this academy. Who do you think I am? And he's like trying to pretend to seem like, you know, who is he not?
I'll produce a rose, gilded in platinum,
Okay.
covered in gems. I'll go, so something like this would be easy for you, right? And I'll cast Summon Fae.
Okay.
And just have Oswald appear.
Okay, Oswald does appear. And as the snow swirls around in place and he appears, bowing down as he stands up. You summoned Thaddeus. And the kid immediately, wide-gazed, stares at the Fae that appear just in front of him. Like, yeah, I can do that. Not a problem. Give me a second.
I'm not gonna bully this kid that hard. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna hand him the rose to like see like, yeah, do it. I'm just gonna like let him do what he feels like would match you know, I'm trying to show him up, but like also teach him humility.
Okay. So he says that he can do it as well, and then he turns around and you just hear or see him pull out the book, and then standing behind him you just hear pages, and just like page after page being what do you call it?
Turned.
Yeah, turned. Why was it out of my brain?
It happens.
Yeah, so you can hear pages turn and turn and turn, and he's just like, no, that's not gonna do it. That's too easy. I don't have components for that. He closes the book, and you can hear like a clasp of it, and he turns around. This time around, he's like flushed. His cheeks are apple red. I would show you what I can do, but I'm out of components as I stand currently, and I need to go and enjoy my lunch. So bye, and he turns around and starts to walk away.
Yep, no, that checks out. That'll be all, Oswald.
As you wish, Thaddeus.
I'll just
Dismiss him?
break concentration. Yeah.
Okay. You continue on.
I was gonna like be nice to him, and then he ran off. I'm like, all right, well.
He didn't have components.
Yeah. Yeah, what happens? Sometimes you just don't have the necessary thing to make the thing happen. Like an expensive rose.
Yeah, like an expensive rose that's gilded with plenty of expensive gems and platinum.
Yeah.
Are you heading to the main building? Are you trying to just head inside the institution?
Yeah.
Okay. Easily done. You follow the path, and then you find yourselves in front of the entrance. And as you climb up the stairs, you enter inside. And as you turn the corner, a number of students walk by you, and again, they look at you and they like start chatting amongst each other in whisper, and like you hear faintly just like, hey, who is he? I don't know. What are you doing here? He doesn't have the school uniform on. What a weirdo. He's passing by you.
Fucking kids.
And heading inside, you see a junction, and in the middle of the junction stands a gnome lady. She is dressed in a similar fashion as the students, in these off-white and green robes, but one feature that stands out from the others is the uniform that she's wearing. The collar goes up right under her, towards the top of her neck, under the chin, and it has like golden embellishment around it, like a trimming, as well as the badge that she's brandishing is not just a like, let's just call it black and white. Hers is like yellow and goldish, representing that she's of higher standing than the rest of the students. And she notices
So
you.
hall monitor is what I'm going to assume at in this junction.
Too, but as she looks around the hallway, and then she looks towards the entrance, and she spots you, just eyes you immediately. She's like surprised, and then she begins to walk towards you.
I'll just have the letter ready to hand to her, just because I know what's going to happen here.
Hey.
Excuse me. Would you
Hi
mind
there.
showing me to Professor Ogog's office?
And what is your business here? How
I
did
just
you get
produced the
inside?
letter. I just produced the letter.
Okay. Oh, he could have told me about that. I must have been prepared for someone like you showing up. I don't mean any offense by that. Sorry, I phrased it wrong. I didn't expect anyone from outside to be visiting today. Professor Ogog, he's in his study currently. I can take you to him. Although, I'm surprised you were let in through the gates this easily. Nevertheless,
I'll
your
be
name...
honest with you.
Yes, please be.
For a school for a number of intelligent individuals, it's not protected by very intelligent individuals.
Well, most people know that not to step inside the institution unless they want trouble. But seeing as you've produced this letter by Professor Ogok, I don't see that much issue with it. I just wish that those
There was a few more processes involved.
less than competent guards would inform someone of that before letting someone from outside in.
I agree.
With that said, not to worry about anything. Thaddeus, can I call you that?
Of course.
Pleasure to meet you.
Miss.
My name is Arifina Boldbadge. I am a vice principal of this institution.
It is very nice to meet you.
Well, let me show you around. And then she begins to walk you, and she walks you through the hallway where the classrooms are and like the lockers in a way. And you see that the lockers don't actually have keys on them. They have like tiny gems embedded where you normally would
At the locker
see.
combination.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. You want to send me that name real quick?
Yeah.
Irifina something.
Arifina Boldbadge.
Aquafina.
I'm not quite. Nor all.
It's a water brand,
I know.
I think.
No, wait, isn't that a person from like
It-
Marvel or something?
No. Is Aquafina
Oh yeah, maybe it is
water or is it like shampoo? I don't remember.
I think it's water. Where are you? Here you are.
Oh, it is water.
Arifina Boldbadge.
Right.
Okay, and then she takes you up the stairs, and you enter one story, and then yet another story, finding yourselves on the 3rd floor of this place.
I think Thaddeus just feels like he's on like kind of a high for showing up that kid, but also like more comfortable and being in a place that is just magic. Like this is very clearly where people do magic. And he's just sort of like twirling his finger and just letting like blue sparks follow.
Okay.
I'm using prestidigitation just to make the sensory effect.
Go ahead and roll sleight of hand. Are you doing it discreetly?
No.
Is it like a nervous thing, or is it...
He's no longer like on guard when it comes to magic. He's like, no, he was like cagey before, and then when he was in this city, he was like forced to hide everything. Now it's just like all of like the stress sort of kind of like disappeared. Like he's nervous to meet this, like what's about to happen, but it's like maybe like a nervous tick, but also like he's comfortable, so he's doing it with no
Okay.
problem.
So you... As...
It's not like I'm making like fireworks
I
behind
know.
me or anything. It's just like sparks are following my finger.
Yep. But doing so, you notice Arifina, with the corner of her eye, just looks towards you, and then looks straight ahead. Not far from now. And she takes you up this hallway on the 3rd floor. And then the hallway deviates to the right, and it opens up into a tower. And as you pass across the bridge to the tower, you finally find yourselves inside another space. And she knocks on the door.
I'm gonna make it canon that he has ADHD, by the way.
Thaddeus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's basically summoned a fidget spinner in the shape of an icicle. He's spinning it.
Okay, great.
Or not an icicle, a snowflake.
She knocks on the door, and then you just hear, Professor Argog, are you in? And from inside, you just hear some rumbling, some papers being tossed, a books clattering to the floor, all muffled. And then you hear, oh yes, I'll be with you in a minute. From inside. He's coming. He can be quite disorganized. Just like he's disorganized about telling us that he's having a visitor. Anywho, and then the doors finally open. Oh, pardon me, Vice Principal. I did not mean to. Mr. Crick. It's a pleasure to see you.
Professor.
I didn't expect you to come this early. I sent the letter just this morning. But I'm pleased to see you nevertheless. Please come in. You too, Vice Principal. Oh no, thank you. I'll take my leave now. I would just say that in the future, just let us know. It's a delicate matter letting someone from outside into the school, and I really hope that he doesn't find out. But be well, Professor Oguk. And then he spins on her heel, and then she begins to walk away, back to her duty as the school monitor, hallway monitor.
I just call out, thank you very much for guiding me.
You're welcome, Thaddeus.
I just give like a small like nod bow.
She just waves you off, but not looking at you, just like from behind. Well, Thaddeus, how have you been?
I've been well. How have you been?
I've been well myself. It's been a number of days since I've spoken to you, and I had to think very carefully about this invitation to the Flayers Academy. But now that you're here, please make yourself comfortable in my tower. And then he closes the door behind you as you walk through.
There's almost certainly a pile of papers somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's just a mess at the moment. He's either been busy or he's not keeping his area of work very clean, as there's just amount of paper. There's like a massive, long desk in the middle of this tower, and there's like a staircase at the back of it. And just the amount of paperwork, the books, there's stacks of books that are just below the desk. There are books that are out of place. There are shelves with books that are half like hanging and they are almost on the verge of like tipping over and falling off the shelf. It's very hectic and busy.
I just use Mage Hand and push some of those books closer into the shelf.
Okay, and as you do, he like wipes his hands on his coat. Well, I was about to do that myself. And then he snaps his finger and his mage hand appears as well, and then helps your mage hand in doing the same thing. Well, I apologize for the mess that I've caused in my study. I am quite busy with the exams and all that paperwork, as well as I am doing a research of my own.
Keeping yourself busy.
I like to keep busy, you know. It keeps you off thinking about the bad stuff and concentrating on what's important, what's in front of you.
I have a similar take, though I prefer the adrenaline aspect of keeping myself busy.
What do you mean by adrenaline? You're
I
more...
just produced the book I've been writing. Strange Monsters and How to Kill Them.
Oh, may I look through it?
I just hand it to him. And the pages that don't
Thank you.
have like a drawing that
Yeah.
Skulk made, I just use prestidigitation to make, to the best of my memory, what I thought it looked like.
Okay.
Of like a little figurine.
He begins to read through it. Oh, I see. And that is something that you have stumbled upon in your journeys.
A very eventful 2 months.
Oh, I do not doubt that, Mr. Crick. Well, that's kind of nasty. I can't say I've seen it myself.
I'm
Oh.
particularly interested in Nothics.
You are.
They had forms of intelligence that makes me think something capable of magic. And the things I found on them suggest that they were once people.
If I recall correctly, you are not mistaken. They are people who've given in to the darkest of I guess desires would be a correct word to place here. They usually fall into the dark side of magic and the arcane, making them these horrible creatures. That's at least all I can remember from my studies. But the fact that you have found yourself facing against one of these monsters is simply
3, I think.
impressive. Well, that sounds even more impressive. Do you know why I called you here?
I have a few guesses, but please go ahead.
I saw potential in you. And I do not want it to go to waste. I cannot promise you anything at the moment. I will have to work on it, and I will have to speak to the principal Lunar Flower about the possibility of employing you or taking you under my wings as a scholarly individual. But I do have my hopes up for this. Please remind me, or if you don't mind, can I see the book of your spells? Yet again.
Kind of gingerly, like, takes it from kind of like this. I've never really like thought about this. He's not really holding it. It's probably like got a strap or something on it that he puts on a belt.
Okay.
It's not really holstered. It's just attached. Just produces it. I've actually had a new spell added to my book.
And that would be? Then he begins to look for the pages.
It's pretty far ahead.
He goes.
Contingency, yes.
Yeah, he turns the pages. Oh. A contingency spell. Compared to the other spells that you have written in this book, that seems like in a class of its own. How did you manage to scry such a spell into your book?
A lot of effort. It was quite a complicated piece of magic to fully understand, and even then, I don't believe I understand it enough to use it.
Huh. Perhaps not just yet, but if you continue developing your skills, I believe you will be able to use such magic in no time. Speaking of, how about we take a walk around the campus while I involve you in what I had in mind for you?
Of course. And I'll I'll use my hand, not my mage hand, and open the door for him as
Most kind of you. And then he walks out. Following him, closing the door behind. Both of you begin to make your way through the academy. He takes you all across the floor, and then you head lower and lower. And while he's talking to you, while looking through the space, you notice there are classes, and as the lunch is coming to an end, people are coming back to their classes, and what you notice is that there's not that many students in this place. It's a very limited crowd of people, of kids, teenagers, adults. And some of the classes, while you look inside and there's like glass, there's glass in the doors, and you notice there's a mix in certain of those classes. Old people sitting with children, as well as in a number of the rooms that you pass by, you notice there's like a single child sitting with like teenagers or a number of adults, seemingly not belonging and yet studying the same thing as them. You also pass by a place that is like a hall, like a gym hall in a way, but while you get the look inside, you see there are like dummies set up across the space, and currently nobody is in there, but it seems like a place of practice. This school is meant to produce a capable magic wielders, individuals who will be one day used. Maybe used is a harsh term. They will be employed within the kingdom of United Races, and their skills will be used in order to protect people living here. Do you understand what I'm getting
Thaddeus's
at?
ear kind of pricks up at protect. Not soldiers, but a force, a deterrent,
Not all of them.
perhaps.
Some undoubtedly will become members of the military, serving as the mages, the backline supporters and casters. As the peaceful time that we live in doesn't call for much of them being utilized in the military currently, most of them are used in the cities as additional patrol hands and aid to the guards of the city in order to protect the citizens. But undoubtedly, some of them will become a valuable members of the military, the soldiers. There's one such individual. I can't say he was my student, but I had opportunity to work with him, alongside him, and being a teacher, a magic wielder for all these years that I have, I've never met someone as remarkable as that person.
Out of curiosity,
Yes,
that tiefling, did he have any symbol on him at all?
he did not.
Okay. This individual,
Yes,
a gifted arcane wielder,
indeed.
did he... This is a stretch. Was he a tiefling?
No. Why do you say that, Thaddeus?
Before I came here, the first time I encountered somebody with my similar skill set, which is kind to me, was in the Underdark, and it was a tiefling with magic that far outweighed mine.
Oh. That sounds very concerning. A tiefling.
I won't go into further details because I'm not entirely sure myself, but the deployment of magical soldiers might be sooner rather than later.
Mr. Crick, I understand you have been through a lot in your journeys before you came here. That's completely understandable. But the weight of the words that just escape your mouth, are you sure that that's something of such a massive concern?
I'm like trying to think of how much I'm allowed to talk about. I haven't signed an NDA or anything.
No,
But
you
at the
have
same
not.
time, it kind of like don't want to cause panic. But I want the trust of this person is important. Long ago, there were artifacts that were threatening a population. Not individuals, a kingdom, but a population. This individual is just collecting the method to use it.
And you see just his expression completely at a loss.
So I'm sure you understand why I'm so adamant about learning how to use more powerful or diversify my skill set. I wouldn't say I'm attached to them, but protecting my party is a high priority.
If the things that you speak of are to be true, I fully support what you stand for and what you're aiming for. It does sound concerning. A tiefling powerful enough to threaten nations. That sounds very concerning. And
The most powerful magic he used while I was in his presence that I recognized was a wall of fire, though that was just to escape.
that is a high complexity spell requiring a vast amount of knowledge. Wall of fire. And he shakes his head. Well, let's not ponder on it any longer. No need to get depressed over such matters in the time of peace, as it stands currently. My
He just
head is
thinks to
blank.
himself, emphasis on currently, just in his head.
Okay. My head is blank currently, as I cannot think of any individuals powerful enough of your description that I can point to. But I can tell you about the individual that that he taught me a lot. His name is Jasir Denham Pragu.
You want to send me that one?
Chesir Denim Prago.
Not like the jeans. I understand.
What, jeans?
Yeah, denim.
Oh, denim, yeah. Denim Prago.
Denim Prada is the only thing in my head right now.
He is a human of remarkable talent. If I dare so, the most talented being in the universe currently living. Are you aware of the Tribunal of the Arcane?
I'm gonna go with no. Like out of character, I don't think so. The name is familiar, though I don't believe I know the details.
The Arcane Tribunal of United Races consists of three most powerful mages living today. One of them being our principal, High Mage Dean Perferin Lunarflower.
I imagine that's the individual we hope doesn't find out.
Yes, although there's no hiding from him. Eventually we will have to face him, but hopefully that will happen when he's in a good spirit. Another one is a female. I apologize, my memory fails me. I cannot remember her name. But she's of a very minor race. I don't know if you know of the Fox people.
There are fairy tales about individuals known as kitsune.
Oh, I see you've heard of them. So you are aware. Their kind has been basically eradicated from this plane. There's very few individuals remaining, and the fact that someone like herself managed to climb up to the statue and the position of a high mage residing in the tribunal is simply astounding and awe-worthy. And finally, the third individual residing as the last seat of the tribunal is Jasir Denham Praga. And undoubtedly, I believe he will surpass the other two mages in his abilities before long. And I do hope that he was so talented as to creating his own. How do I put this? The way he shaped himself and the knowledge of the arcane within him, it was influenced by his upbringing. He has always been fascinated by the earthy properties, especially the magnetic ones, magnetic fields and properties of such, and how to utilize them in our position, how to utilize them in spells. Let me demonstrate. And now
Is this Graviturgy?
It is not.
Okay.
You see, there's a handle in the door, and he goes ahead and tells you to open the door to one of the classrooms.
I'm being
that are empty.
hazed right now. Yeah, I'll try and open the door.
And you do so, and you open them without a problem. And then he tells you to close them back up. Or back down.
Yep, I gotta do that.
Okay, so you close them, and then you see him. Let me just quickly check, because I want to know if I components for this. I think it's just somatic. Yeah, it's just somatic. You see him weave signs, and as he finishes, you see as or actually you feel as the knob that you're currently holding within your hand, it begins to grow ever so slightly. Try and open them now.
I will attempt.
You go ahead and try and twist the knob, but it doesn't open, as it seems like the whole of the metal mechanism that is the part of the knob has grew in size ever so slightly, but enough to completely render the door unusable. And then you see him just like stop concentrating on it almost, and the metal begins to shrink back to its original size. And then you continue pressing the knob or like twisting it, and as the metal reverses back, you finally feel yourself pushing the door open. That was not simply a lock spell on the door or a chest that you can possibly cast upon. That was metallurgy, created by Chasir. He's been studying how to control metals and the electromagnetic fields to his advantage, creating his own subclass of the Arcane tradition. That is what I've learned from him. And that is what I hope you will learn one day too.
There's like math going on in Thaddeus's head where he's like, I could use it for this. Like this spell specifically, I could use it for this, I could use it for that, I could do these things if this sort of situation happened. And like Thaddeus is just thinking. There are numerous possibilities for just a single spell.
Beyond our imagination, only the most creative of us are possibly to utilize it in the best manner possible.
I've been focused so hard on a very specific set of magic that I've never thought to use it in a way like that. The arcane's only limited by our imagination and a few calculations, so clearly there's more to it than that, but my focus was very narrowed.
Understandably so. You have not had a teacher to guide you on the correct path. Follow me. And then he continues, and now he takes you to the same entrance that you've entered this building through, but heading out and taking you around the campus. Now, not a single student outside, as the classes have resumed after a lunch break. He takes you around and shows you the place. Continues. This building here is for practicing plant and earthy. Oh, I should probably call it fauna and flora magic. Taking care of that which can be reshaped, organic matter, and aiding us, aiding the well-being of the people around you, of yourself, if the need be. That is one of the uses. But reading through your book, I've noticed that you do contain a number of spells which are to aid someone else other than you.
I have a role in the group that I'm with to hinder or assist rather than harm.
And that is a valiant approach, Mr. Crick. Continuing, he takes you back towards where you entered. And he shows you there's this area where you can see it on the map, just on the left bottom corner of the academy, which is like a flatter ground, mostly sand covered. Here is where we practice our battles. Well, not always. Have you seen the gym inside, or the practice room inside? There is another place currently being utilized for the purpose of practicing on dummies. But when the time comes and the appropriate classes are in session, we do have set up duels in order to practice on one another, as well as to improve our skills and learn from one another. I will go and officially ask Principal to enroll you into the school as my assistant, if you would wish that.
That would be ideal. Becoming a student will take up quite a large sum of my time, and I do have ties elsewhere that requires my assistance to some degree. Being an assistant
You are
in
misunderstanding me, dear Crick. I didn't say to become a student. I want you as my right hand. Errand boy at times, if you will.
that was where I was leading. Perhaps there's something that catches your attention elsewhere, but you're stuck here. Send somebody else to go deal with it, or to retrieve it, or study it.
That would be exactly one of the duties that I would entrust you, amongst plenty others. If all goes well, and Principal Lunarflower is going to agree to you enrolling here as my assistant, I will be in contact with you, and I will probably require your assistance. Not all the time, but when I do, I will let it be known. But for the time being, I will return to my research. And you, please wait patiently. And hopefully, before long, you will receive another one of my letters. And in that letter, I will invite you over again. But this time, I will make it official. You have my word.
I look forward to working with you.
And I do too. I see a lot of potential in you. And if protecting those close to you, the members of your party as you called them, if protecting them means as much to you as you pose it to, I will do everything in my power in order to aid your learning and expand your skill set. I will make you a fine mage, one to be proud of wielding the power and responsibility that we hold.
There's like, Thais is a very self-centered person, and like that. I mean, that's obvious. There's like a sense of like pride that's not about himself, but being a part of something. It just sort of like clicks where he's like, yeah. Yeah, no, that's a sense of purpose he can get behind. It's a status, right?
It is.
Where like he wanted to have a high status, be powerful in some way. This is it. That's what he wants. I will pose a question, a statement, a theory
What is it?
before I leave. We can imbue objects with magic and temporarily imbue ourselves with magic.
That is correct.
Wouldn't we be able to combine the two and imbue ourselves with magic via enchanting?
That
We
is.
put runes on a page and suddenly it's a spell. Put runes on a body, why not the same?
See, that is exactly what we spoke about. Our imagination is the limit. I believe what you're saying is possible. And if I can, I would like you to expand upon it next time, or when we get a chance. And I would like to discuss it with you. And if it's possible, we shall consider how to make it become reality.
Well, we all need several focuses in life. Studying the arcane, studying the nature of the world, studying how to expand magic. I have a way to keep busy now.
And I hope it will stay this way for a long time from now on.
I've got another 60 years to study.
Let's
Let's see how far I can take it.
There is plenty more than I do. And when I'm gone, I do hope that you will continue the traditions that I pose upon those that I've taught. Because those that I teach, I lay responsibility, pride, and sense of belonging onto. And I want you to have those things as well.
A very good start. I will say that.
It shall be. We shall make it the perfect start. I would not take any more of your time, Mr. Crick. I'll return to my duties, as I know you probably have duties of your own.
Something about a party and guarding it, I believe.
Oh. Well, not that knowledgeable about this myself. But it's hard not to hear about it. One of the fancy noble parties up in the higher reign. In any case, whether you're attending or doing whatever else it is, I hope that you enjoy it.
I'll do my best.
Don't we all?
Good day, sir.
Good day to you too.
I'll give him like the half bowed, half nod thing.
Okay.
And I'll leave.
He will watch you for a minute, and then he will turn around and head towards his study himself.
All right. In character reason to start working on tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it. My nose is starting to run. I don't know why.
Oof.
Anyway, we can go back. We've taken enough time.
Yeah. Alright.
Like special unique weapons.
Welcome.
Yeah, you can go back to him later. I killed him
Sorry about that, guys.
Nice.
with this thing.
Welcome back, guys.
That looks cool. Hey, Passion.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
headed where?
To the,
Well, once we get everybody together, then we were gonna go
Yeah.
to the frost.
Well, I think it would be best for us to meet up in a private room to discuss and plan for this.
Yeah.
And teach
I
some
did
men.
wanted to
I've
grab
got-
something from a shop like very quickly. I didn't want to roleplay.
What is it?
The Elvenkind cloak.
Oh, from the Iranefas shop.
Mhm.
Well, you're headed that way, so you will have a chance to buy it
Okay, perfect.
later.
DM rolls to see if it's already sold.
That would,
It's
Don't
very
tempt me.
expensive. It's not sold.
yeah, that would be very sad. Turns out it's sold, but it's been sold to the person that's possibly going to try and run the area.
So,
Imagine.
do we want to real quick speak in Thaddeus's room, seeing as it's the largest room, or Thaddeus, do you have issues with entertaining company?
He's in a good mood. Fuck it.
Okay. And I will keep my words about the note to myself for now to keep you in that good mood. So,
I mean, you're allowed to be wrong.
yes, and so are you.
No, I'm not. I'm always right.
So, this is, I already ran through with everyone else my plan, but just for Passion's knowledge and yours, Thaddeus, my plan would be for Durns to have the most important job, which would be steal the gem that is being targeted, and then
Steal and then
unsteal it.
unsteal.
Yep, that way it can't be stolen if it's already stolen.
Usually playing to keep away.
If it's gonna be out in the open, if it's gonna be out in the open, his priority is gonna be the gem and the gem alone.
Wait, what gem?
The gem that the dwarven crime
was
lord
never told
wanted
what
us
it
to
was.
steal.
It's not a gem, I will tell you that much.
Yeah, we were never
Okay.
told what
That
it
was
was.
a staff.
I thought it was a vase.
Somebody got
Yeah,
it
what are
right.
you talking about?
The item
he
specifically.
He liked his antiquities.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the crime
I feel
guy
like it was a
never.
vase.
Crime guy, I believe, never told us what it was. At least.
No,
He
no, he did because it was me and Passion Passion and Strife over in the thing. I'm pretty sure it was a vase.
Did either of you two take notes? I'm gonna take that as a no.
Look,
Either way, the artifact that is going to be stolen or is potentially a target of theft. Let's keep it at that.
Hopefully you guys will remember what it is, and we want
should-
to have Durnst on that item, and his main priority is to keep that from being stolen.
Passion. Fuck with us by having all three items there.
Yeah.
Have us.
We'll see how
That'll
that
that'll
teach
teach
goes.
you
them.
not to
That'll
take
teach
notes.
them to keep notes.
yeah.
Mhm.
Strife's main job is going to be muscle. He is going to be roaming the hallways and making sure that hallways are clear. On our first initial entrance, Durnst is going to point out points of entry that he would take to enter in there without being seen, and that will give us points to keep in mind. Corey is going to be playing reconnaissance, blending in as nobility as he is, and he's going to be our man on the inside, keeping an ear out for any concerning conversations.
Okay.
Eve will be long-range artillery on the outside and keeping an eye out to make sure no one's entering.
And that's assuming that he allows us to use magic.
There is going to be talks with him about whether or not he's okay with us using magic under the defense
Yeah.
of his house, as long as it stays nice and quiet and does not bring any attention away from his wonderful party.
Or destroy
Outside of
his
the
house.
city. Outside of the
Yeah.
manor is a little bit of a difficult.
Yeah,
thing.
it's going to be subject to change, but this is at least we're coming in with a plan. That
Yeah.
way, we can come across as a little bit more impressive than, what do you want us to do? Ash is going to be doing something similar on the inside. He's going to be our long-range man, keeping choke points held down and making sure no one's coming in through anything that would be of concern. Probably taking up in the main area where most people are going to be, but it depends on the layout of the building. Dunkel is going to be running interference invisibly, guarding hallways. Thaddeus, you're going to be a roaming support, as well as having Oswald as an eye in the sky in case anyone's breaking in. I'll be running around the hallways as roaming support as well. Most likely, if people are breaking in or trying to enter outside the conventional way, they're going to either be coming in one at a time. So most fights, if it does come to that, would most likely be one-on-one, which I feel like we have enough confidence in each of us to be able to handle a one-on-one fight. Or if it gets bad, maybe we can talk to him about seeing if we can get a bell to ring to grab everyone's attention.
I do have alarms.
Okay. Then Budo's probably going to be prowling the grounds on the floor level to make sure anyone who tries jumping a fence and going that way gets at least stopped. But it's going to be up to Strife on whether or not he wants to put Budo in that position or not.
I mean, I'd rather just stay with Budo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it sound agreeable, Thaddeus? At least as a rough plan?
Something to consider is Thaddeus is very well dressed most of the time, and he gives off like the appearance of a noble, even though he's not.
Would you prefer tagging with Corey and being on the inside and keeping an eye out for any suspicious people or concerning conversations?
I am quite perceptive, and as we all know, Corey not so much. Well, he's probably
Okay.
better at talking, he's probably
Yeah.
not better at catching.
Yeah, we might complement each other's skills in
Yeah,
a social
that
situation.
would be a good idea then. I'll change that in the plan dossier.
So how much is that cloak, Passion?
Also,
we'll get to
if
it.
we talk to Mr. Fancy Pants McGee about this plan, I would prefer it to be in no other company, because I don't want any servants or maids selling out information on our plans.
Who do you mean by Fancy Pants, Maggie? The owner of the
Our
the
boss.
owner of the
mansion.
owner,
Also, in this
our
plan,
contractor.
also, in this plan, we wouldn't tell the owner about Dern's part in the plan.
Wait, would you tell him about you just being in the crowd?
Well, yeah, it's about Dern's part, about stealing the item of interest. That's the part we wouldn't tell him. At
Yeah,
least that's
I
what
get
Blix
that.
initially proposed.
But do you go incognito as the nobles on the party, or do you tell him that you're gonna be doing that?
We'll most likely let him know that would be our plan, but we would be subject to whatever he would prefer. We would let him know that this is what we feel would be best for his defense, but if he prefers something else, we would be more than happy to obligate his wishes.
Okay.
A logistical question, for no particular reason. I have a reaction to put my ward onto another creature. Could I potentially put it on an object?
So it doesn't get broken or something?
Yeah. Say if the vase fell out of somebody's hands, could I cushion it?
Which spell is it?
It's my abjuration feature.
Ah.
At 6th level, I can use my reaction to use my ward to protect another creature.
Nah, I would say just the creatures.
Alright.
Okay. I think that's all we needed to discuss before meeting with Mr. Fancy Pants McGee.
I need to know says how much am I paying for this cloak?
Okay, so fast forward to where you meet the man himself.
Mm-hmm.
So on the way, you stop by Iranafa's shop, and Danko purchases the Cloak of Elvenkind, or attempts to. The Cloak of Elvenkind is gonna run you 880 gold pieces.
Fair enough. Dunkel will just drop.
So mark that down. Cross it out as it's sold.
Dunkel thinks copper's more expensive than gold, so he's like thinking he got it for a steal.
Exactly.
This chump only wanted to pocket change. Haha.
Ever since Yao came to town, my place seems to be doing way better than before. That's Iranafa saying about good business thanks to you.
We bought 3 things from them, and I commissioned him to assist
4.
with making a 4th.
4, and then the custom thing.
Actually, since I bought basically all your things, all 4 of them, is there something that you would like to offer me as a tribute for helping
a
you
discount?
out?
Like my gratitude?
For a discount.
A discount or
I mean something special, but I guess
like a goodie bag, I'm guessing.
I'm gonna put my hand on Dunkel's head and say, 20 gold discount for him would be much appreciated, and I'll put 20 gold on the table.
So are you paying in his place?
I'm asking.
I'm giving him a discount by paying the extra.
Dunkel isn't looking for a discount. He's looking for like secret items, like special stock for only loyal customers.
Thank you.
I was making the joke that I think he wants a lollipop.
That's the special stock. Lollipops.
Do you have an alchemy jug that I can have?
I want mayo.
He's small enough. He can represent the Lollipop Guild.
If you have an alchemy jug, I'll be happy. If you have a bag of holding, I'll be happy. Anything.
Let me go out back and see what I've got in there.
Before you go, Mr. Irnoff, I did actually have a request, so you don't have to go back there multiple times.
What is it?
I've been looking for an item of an odd nature. I've heard a couple stories about it. I was wondering if you would have something. I've been told it's like a overcoat, long coat with feather motif and something with ravens.
I'm afraid I do not sell any such items.
Unfortunate.
Indeed. If I do come across any such a ravenous form of a cloak, I will be sure to purchase it just for you.
Thank you. I did send you the item.
I know it's the yeah, I know what you were talking about.
You had 114 platinum.
Huh?
I guess I'm richer than Uncle now.
No, I'm at 26.
Yeah, I'm richer than Uncle.
Hey, Strafe, did you guys ever distribute the funds from the last job?
It's true.
You said you were going to next session, last session.
Oh yeah.
Yep, time to dish out for pay.
Do you know how much we got for that job?
There's probably some math involved.
Just give me the whole number and I'll
Shaleoma.
divide it between, what is it, 6 or 7 people?
8.
8, yeah.
It's always hard whenever we take a week break.
Yeah.
Passion, do you know how much he got?
What? From,
For the getting the debt collector job?
well, I know one of you written down how much you've gotten for it. You have to have it somewhere.
Durance? Strife?
Don't remember writing it down.
You guys
Didn't.
champion note takers?
Didn't Danko write down how many
He
thingies?
wasn't in that meeting.
I wasn't.
No, he wasn't in that meeting, but he put all of the coins, or one of you put all of the coins into one bag.
Hmm?
I am so confused. I don't remember any of this.
It was towards the end when we were at Dern's place.
Yeah, we made a joke that Dunkel was the bank and half the party threw money at him.
Oh yeah, Dunkel had all the money.
Okay.
He didn't get the money from that. though.
Uncle, do you want to distribute that?
No, he didn't get the money from that payout.
No, but when we were at that
From
one building that
From
we
what
broke
I'm
into, right?
seeing here, it's 152 gold and 8 silver pieces.
Oh, well then.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that sounds right.
No, it's 154 and 9 silver pieces. I actually did write it down.
Oh yeah, you wrote it down in the actual.
You wrote it
Chat log.
down in the
In
chat
my-
log as 152 and 8.
Yeah,
Yes.
Is that per person or
Okay.
total?
I think
total.
that's total.
That's total.
Oh,
Wasn't
I
that
guess
the
That
total
would be
found?
19 gold per person.
probably why I didn't remember it, because I figured 19 gold is basically
Or
dismissible.
152
Like one
divided
person can
by-
kind of just take that and spend it if they need it.
Tell me 19. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could use 19 gold.
Yeah, for me that's a decent change. Like I had to buy armor, so I'm quite poor.
So
If you need the
everyone
money,
had
just
19
ask.
gold.
No, it isn't that I need the money. It's just that compared to the total coinage.
What
staying
was the
in
original
Bitcoin.
amount? That way I can get the extra off of the 19.
152, so supposed to do 8. Nope, there is no extra gold, but there is an extra silver piece.
Wasn't it
Okay.
8 silver?
Oh, was it 8 silver?
Yeah,
If it
that's
was
what
8 silver, then it's an even.
Yeah, 1 silver per.
So
One
So
silver
19 gold and 1 silver per person.
yes.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, that's already that split.
Okay, Irvin comes back from behind, from his workshop. Well, it ain't much, but I found these 2 bad boys. And then he presents you, 2 stones.
Give me. What are they?
Well,
I like how Dunkel goes give me before he even wants to know what they are.
so, if you hold one, and you speak its
Mhm.
command word, you can communicate with whoever's holding the other stone. Not much, but
These are useless, but thank you.
that's the best I could find.
May
Really sorry
I
about that.
inquire how much they are?
Well, normally 120 gold pieces, but I can make them for 50 for you.
I'll happily pay 70.
Why are you paying for me? I can pay for my own.
I'm buying them.
What do you mean you're buying them? What?
I'm buying them for 70 unless you can beat that price, Dunkel.
71s? 70
I'll
twice.
say 70 to going to 75.
75 once.
Why are you haggling against each other?
Oh, I'm
good
enjoying
with
this, Thaddeus. Please don't ruin this fun.
I'm letting him have him for 75. I'm not gonna let this little kobold screw a good business owner over.
Thank you very much. That's much appreciated. Sir
Blix.
Sir Blix. Pleasure. There you go. And he hands you the stones.
I like how Dunkel went from I don't want them, they're useless, to I'll pay more.
They were for me. What the fuck are you? Oh my god.
There's exhaustion on Thaddeus's face as he's like, kind of like caressing his cheek and chin, like, oh my god.
Well, he gives them freaking 7 platinum pieces and 5 gold.
So you're paying then?
Yes.
Okay, very well. So he hands them to Blix, but takes money from you.
What the fuck is this?
I'll give them to Dunkel.
You better.
So you
That's
gave
a
him 7
legitimate
platinum.
threat.
You still owe him 5 gold.
He did. Give him 5 gold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I gave him the extra 5.
Okay, we should be on our way then.
Okay. You continue further, deeper into the rich district of the Upper Rain. And finally, you find yourselves outside a mansion. A mansion that Danko has passed by when he was wandering around the city when you first came here. And similarly to that time, Danko, you recognize people walking back and forth, in and out of the place, and just carrying crates. And you can just hear the jiggling sound of the bottles with whatever liquid is inside of them, inside these barrels and crates, as they hit each other with each step of the carrier's movement. You see other people that are currently just like observing the house and like choosing decorations and deciding what to do next. And you see guards posted on the outside of this mansion. And they stop you as you approach. State your business.
Business.
To Lucifrost's estate.
I am gonna backhand that little kobold motherfucker.
We immediately
Dunkel.
pleasantly make our way to the Lumafrost estate to meet with Mr. Lumafrost himself, as part of the guild request he put in for guards for his upcoming banquet.
And do you have the documentation for it?
I believe we do.
I just look at
Please
Dunkel
do
because I
present.
assume he has it.
Just look at Eve because I believe they're the one that
Dunkel
has.
has it. I gave it to Dunkel.
Why?
Was that among the things that you handed to me, Dunkel?
No, I
Nope.
actually do have it. He reaches into his bag of holding a crumbled paper.
Just sighs and rubs his forehead.
Thank
No one
you.
give things
Can
to
I
me.
make a fist attack against Dunkel to backhand
Yes,
him?
you may.
Can I catch that?
Yeah, can I try and stop that as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna catch that backhand.
Okay, so
It's gonna be +2.
That's a 4.
Wait,
Yeah.
so what am I rolling to catch this?
I mean he missed, let's just say yeah, you catch it.
God damn it.
You stop him.
Rolls athletics anyway. Hoo-yah!
Rolls athletics.
Fucking-
It's a natural 1, still catches it.
To fucking just yeet him off the place.
Yep. Just judo throw him.
Throw him
You know-
over the walls.
Throw his ass out.
I was under the impression we needed to look professional. This is not to
Batteries.
anyone in particular. He's looking off into space, watching a cloud go by. Just
Okay.
I was on a
Excuse-
high today.
Excuse our improper administration.
Well, I don't really care for your bunch. And then he unrolls the paper, looks at it, looks at you, looks at it, looks at you, looks at it, looks at you, hands it back to Danko.
I take it out of his hands.
Okay.
Like I
Very well.
intercept and I'm taking the paper.
Immediately, the paper finds itself in your hands. Still crumbled.
Wrinkled.
Prestidigitation.
Thaddeus is
I'm not-
going to take a full night of re-flattening that paper.
Yep.
You're free to come in. Contact the
That-
person standing outside in the black suit.
Couldn't prestidigitation fix that paper?
No.
Not in public, it
It's
can't.
not. It's not. Yeah. I mean, it's not dirty or anything like that. So
Yeah.
Harmless
I can
sensory
use-
effect.
I can use my tools to mend it.
You're not touching this again.
it's not torn. So no, mending does not help. But yes, let's enter.
I'll walk up to the man in the black suit.
Okay, standing just outside, there are like pillars and a 5-step towards them. And then when the ground gets flat, there's a massive, like 15 feet tall double door that's currently open. And beyond that, there's like a greetings chamber, which has similar door. And then beyond the second of those doors, you see a large, like like a dome-shaped hall that's currently being decorated for the purposes of the banquet. And he stops you just outside on the steps. And you see this half-orc person, older, like low-hanging white sideburns, his single tusk just poking from the right lip, and skin not as much green, but kinda going in the bluish tones, while he's wearing this like suit and representing a servant-like individual in this estate. And
Greetings, good
you
sir.
people come for...
Mr. Lumifrost.
Oh, very well. Business.
Oh, yes, business.
Business.
Strictly
guild?
business.
From the guild.
Business.
I presume you
His
have the
request.
paperwork as you've been let through the doors.
We do.
The gates.
That is?
Oh, that is splendid. Let me go ahead and introduce you to Mr. Lumifrost. Follow me.
Of course.
And then he begins to walk you in. And as you walk in, you suddenly begin to hear shouting. There's raised voices. And you see there's like 4 individuals almost running out of a room to the left of this like grandiose hall. And behind them there's like a platter flying, a pouring like thingy, what's it called?
Little?
Like a pitcher?
Yeah, like a pitcher, a metal pitcher that's being thrown with the platter, and it's just lying and just king, 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 just clattering on the floor, on this marble floor of this grand space, echoing through the area, and you just hear, "You people cannot even hold a platter without spilling any drinks. You will not find a single work in this city for as long as I live." And as he shouts that, these people just run past you, not paying you any mind, as they are just like covering their ears, just running out of this place.
So he's in
Finding
a good mood.
capable individuals these day and age is basically impossible.
Business.
Under,
And before you
under
even
Ash's
get...
breath,
Yeah?
he says, "Don't tip him over," he says.
Business.
Well, you can't tip over what's already tipped.
That's true.
And falling down a cliff.
So, as that happens and the people... You still can't see him just yet, you just heard the voice coming. And as you're being led by this half-orc individual, he turns around to you and goes, I apologize for my master.
Wait. Can I pick up the picture that he threw and like hold it out and say, I think you dropped this?
We can certainly pick it up. And so you walk up to the like kinda middle-ish of the place and you pick it up, and looking in, you see a dragonborn individual, well, a dragonborn person standing in front, currently facing away from you, in front of this massive table with like number of chairs surrounding it. Some of the chairs are moved from their original place and just like askew, as it appears that some of these people that just went off running away from him tossing things were just recently sat at those chairs. I apologize for my master. He's been under a lot of stress currently, with all the happenings in Rain and preparation for the grand banquet that is about to take place. So please,
Understandable.
be understanding.
We were warned.
But please, and then he like stands on the side of the door and just hands like shows you to walk inside. And you all begin to walk in. Eve, you have the platter and the pitcher in your hands.
I do.
You all walk into this place. He's still standing and away from you. Hands on
Greetings,
his
Mr.
hips.
Lumafrost.
He just twists his head and you see a dragonborn. A blue dragonborn with a single horn that curls towards the back from the from the top of his muzzle, curls towards the back of his face. You see it's pierced with a large like white gold half ring or like open ring with a yellow gem at the end of it. He's wearing very fancy robes as he turns around to face you, and they are in like this blue, royal and orange coloration, as well with some hints of white, as now you see the under chin and like area going down his neck and towards his chest, which is partially exposed, is in like white coloration. And you see a jewelry that matches his nose ring in this like white gold and yellowish and like just like shiny, almost like reflecting pieces, like tiny mirrors attached to like his ankles and his wrists.
Hang on a second. You're saying he has a nose ring?
He does.
Yeah, I
And
was
then
saying Zelda
earring.
puzzle.
Ah,
Some bitch.
Oh, he's got a horn ring, not nose ring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And he is
Party
distinctly
triggered by
not
no
elvish.
exactly.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that
right.
too.
It has to be Elvish.
Well, he
And
could have been.
I just
a
remembered about
magical-
the nose ring and stuff.
Wasn't it an Elvish woman on top of that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
however,
it was a woman.
Was it a woman?
there's a possibility, right,
Yeah.
that this individual can use magic.
Yeah.
Or is also a changeling.
either way,
Back to the sea.
Doo-doo.
greetings, Mr. Lumafrost.
Greetings. I apologize if you witnessed that scene just a moment ago. I must have lost my temper for a
Restful
second there.
days.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen with you, Bunch.
I
and you
smile
are-
and hold up the platter, or hold up the pitcher or the platter or whatever
Okay, and he
for
like
him.
snaps his fingers, and a butler from the side comes up and then grabs it from you and like gives a gentle bow as he grabs it. I understand you come in for the business of security. Yes.
We have.
Business.
Well, splendid. How about you take a seat right there, and I will be with you shortly.
Of course.
Of course, sir.
And then you
That
see
sound-
him leave from the front of this table, leaving you to sit yourselves as you please. And then he walks up to the fireplace at the end of this room, and there's like a massive mirror hanging above the fireplace, slightly slanted forward, and you can see the reflection of the whole table as well as yourselves in it. And as he walks up, there's currently like those very beautifully shaped glasses, almost representing like a dragon's head. And next to it stands a clear glass bottle with some kind of brownish liquid inside of it. And then he opens it with a thunk. He grabs and starts chugging it down.
Straight from the
finish.
bottle, or
No, he poured it into the glass, and then he chugs it from the glass and then sets the glass back. That's what I
Nice
needed.
chalice you have.
I'm gonna turn to Thaddeus and just whisper to him, maybe we should have stole from this guy.
That's a nice chalice you have. A friend of mine also has.
Thank you, my kobold acquaintance. He turns and begins to walk towards you again. And this time, he still stands. He doesn't sit down. He's like stopped behind one of you. Let's say he stopped behind Ash, who sat the closest to him. So, why should I employ you? And he's like eyeing all of you as he's asked this question.
Because we
Well.
would be the best team for the job.
No, that's mighty confidence coming from you. Any reasoning for as to why?
Well, if we weren't confident in our abilities, why wouldn't we be here? And what reason would we have to be confident if not we had proven ourselves to even to ourselves?
That's a lot of words.
Words are interesting to use.
Oh, they surely are.
In our experience,
Yes.
we've proven to solve a number of quests, let's call them.
And what's your track record?
Well,
Well, we're still standing
far as-
before you.
as far as creatures are concerned, I
So
just
far.
produced my book. Strange creatures and how to kill them. Or strange monsters and how to kill them, sorry.
Did you ever add that one thing that was wielding the orb?
Yes.
Okay, so
These are
this
just
time-
a few things that I've,
We've
in my experience, found to be quite simple.
Okay,
lot
let's
of
see.
our
And then
members
he
went
begins to
crazy.
walk towards you and then grabs the book as he approaches. And then turns
Our
around.
combat ability is high.
Oh,
That our imaginative ability.
among
as
the other
well.
places we've been to one of the craters, the God's Tier. We've also been to the Underdark and a few other notable places.
well, you've
We've
been
been in-
certainly all over the place. He clasps the book and then he tosses it on the table and it slides towards you, Thaddeus. Some of those things are mighty disgusting in that book. But so far, you've caught my interest. Continue.
I'm gonna turn to Blix and be like, "You want to tell him your plan?"
If I may, sir, we do our research before we take jobs, and we tend to try to formulate our own plans on how we would go about taking jobs as a precaution and as to make sure we're capable of doing such jobs. We have a plan currently, but it is malleable to your whims and wishes. I move over to Corey and Thaddeus. These two are very, very capable and very keen when it comes to socializing and picking up information. Our plan would be to have these guys implanted amongst the guests in order to discertain any of your guests that may
Blend
have
in.
less. Yes.
I like
And
that.
then I move over to Ash and Eve. These two are quite adept at keeping track of things that may be unseen or taking issues that may pose a distance problem down.
He
They would be
shows you his hand in like a silence motion, like stop talking at this time. And then he walks up behind the high back chair where Cory is currently sat. He leans forwards, and this large dragonborn head right in front of yours. Are you nobility?
I am of one of the noble houses of the Northern Empire. I have attended the courts of the Empress herself. I would not say I am of the highest blood, but I am certainly
Humble, aren't you? What house is
well,
it?
the House of Kibi.
House of Kibi. And then his head like snaps towards you, Thaddeus, sitting on the opposite side of the table. And what about you?
I'm not nobility, but I am affiliated with the school. Players
Raises the
Academy.
brow. Do continue.
While it's not been officiated under documentation, I am the assistant to a professor.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Yeah, sure will. I have a good track record with these.
Come on, natural 20.
Whoa, that's a 6 even.
Scoff.
He continues staring at you, and this time he stands up, no longer head next to Cory's. He leans on Cory's chair. You say you're affiliated with his school, the Flayers Academy.
Don't you have the letters and stamps to prove it?
I do
Your friend's
have.
got a point.
I do have a letter.
Anything to prove it?
Show 'em
Sure.
the
You know what?
invitation.
I'll present the letter that I got this morning.
Okay. He goes ahead and then leaves from behind Cory's chair, walks up, and then stands next to you, grabbing the letter. Begins to quickly look over it. I see. Well, I think it would please you to know that I sponsor quite a large part of the Flayers Academy is under my guardianship. I will make sure to check back with that, if that is true indeed. But
So
so
question.
far, yes.
As you sponsor the Flayers Academy, would it be reasonable to assume that some of us who are gifted with magical arts could use them to defend said party as long as we were discreet?
Well, you bring up all the best points.
We wouldn't want to disturb your guests, but safety is a priority.
Oh, that is a point worth making. I do not want my guests to fear or be concerned with any unnecessary conflicts happening, whether or not with involvement of the magical means.
Discretion would be our highest priority, sir.
I bet it would. Well, I will need a number of people around guarding this place. I will need 2 people in the main ballroom. Your duty will be to protect and oversee if there's anything to happen to the enjoyers of this grandiose occasion. I will need 2 people to be guarding a place of no access to those that are visitors to this place. And I will need probably 2 people outside, scouting the area.
I think that is more than capable of happening. As for the other 2, would you like to have people working as servants within the party in order to be less conspicuous, or would you rather have somebody or a few people moving throughout the hallways to keep, let's say, areas of interest locked down?
He walks up to you and a heavy hand slaps on your chest. I like you in particular. That is a good point. I can just have guards looking over the people, while you could work inconspicuously amongst the crowds. Working as servants, or perhaps as you mentioned, the 2 of you working in disguise as the banquet participants. Yes. Now you seem like a good bunch. I think
Our
I'll
aim is
take you
simply to
on.
please you.
How about we have a toast as a means of fulfilling the contract? I'll have you on, and I will show you around in due time. Come in tomorrow. And he
Yes, sir.
whistles, and as he
We will.
does, the butler stands up and then leaves for a second and goes into like a kitchen area that's connected to this dining hall, and then comes back with a glass of wine or a bottle of wine with a number of glasses, and then he sets it next to you and then opens up first the bottle and then starts pouring it in, and then hands each one of you a lump of wine. Thank you very much. So, toast to a fruitful collaboration and a perfect banquet. Let everyone enjoy themselves. And he raises the glass.
I will.
I'm assuming we all raise ours too.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll raise ours too.
Uncle will look left and right and he'll mimic everyone else.
Right, and then he begins to drink it.
We
I will
will
drink.
probably drink as well.
Everyone
Yeah,
make a
maybe
Constitution
1d6.
saving throw.
Uncle just sniffs
It's just
the.
wine, that's fine.
Uncle just sniffs it and puts it down on the table.
And that is a really good wine that you've been served for those who do drink it.
I'm assuming Strife doesn't drink wine very often.
So, you probably couldn't appreciate it as much, but for those of you who do drink, it's not a cheap wine, to say the least.
There's some high quality.
Indeed. Imported from the forest of elves.
Mm.
Hand-picked berries. Squashed and marinated, or held in the cellars for many years. And finally, uncorked, release the delicious aromas for us to enjoy.
Can I do an
Yeah.
insight check to determine like how much he actually cares about this wine?
Go ahead.
I'm not very good at these. Oh well, 8.
insight. I mean, he seems to be speaking truthfully. Like he likes his wine. Now, come by tomorrow. I will show you what to do, where to set yourself up, and we can sign a document tomorrow. It will be ready for you.
I will bow and say it will be our pleasure.
I will see you very soon. And then he begins to leave the room, and
Frost, I have an odd request.
he stops in the door.
For the
How
night of the
can I
banquet,
help?
I would like to, as a idea, to get an idea of what areas a thief might try and take during this banquet. One night between or before the night of the banquet, I would like to try and sneak in. I will of course not take anything, just to get an idea of where may be vulnerable, so we may give additional precautions in those areas.
Okay, roll persuasion. Because that is a
Request.
high request.
Yes.
Character sheet got borked for a second.
Also testing the guards he already has.
I think Roll20 may have crashed.
Yep, roll 20's borked. Gotta re-reload.
Happens every day at like noon for me. Like
Yeah,
Seems to be working
right
fine
around
for
this
me.
time. Taking a good bit to reload too.
Persuasion.
I'm curious if it's time-based, where it has issues after a certain amount of time.
I think it restarts. You just open up a new tab and open Roll20 again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be a scheduled maintenance.
Alrighty.
Like a jungle wasn't included in all this.
Persuasion.
There's a reason.
Yes.
You have an aggravating presence among you.
Dunkel just has this straightforward face.
I
I wanted to be more.
may consider your request as a precautionary measures.
I will bow and say, as you may find, we prefer to be thorough and not caught off guard. We do take our jobs very serious.
And so you shall be. Like I said, come by tomorrow, and I will show you around the place. Give you ins and outs of what you should look out for, and who you should be look out for. But for the time being, I will take my leave. I have plenty of preparations to be done. Enjoy
Of
the
course,
rest
sir.
of your day. And then he leaves.
And let's all stand up and exit.
Yep.
As we get up, Thaddeus takes a bottle of whiskey from his bag. He just takes a swig of it to wash the disgusting taste of wine out of his mouth.
Okay.
I shall finally drink the wine that he was given.
Okay, you begin to leave the mansion and then continuing on the path, you leave the gate and leave the estate, finding yourselves heading back down the upper Rains area towards the main center of Rain City. And that is where we're gonna end today's session.
As we are leaving and well out of the upper rain area, I am gonna whisper to Strife, "New money." Am I right?
No, that's no. He's old money.
No, that's definitely new money.
He got it through heritage.
Oh, and I had song queued up in case you failed that persuasion, Dernst.
You know.
But yeah.
Why do I always end up with persuasion checks? Like, I need to lie more.
Yeah, I mean...